ダメだねダメよダメなのよ ダメだねダメよダメなのよ
Hello, welcome back to The Fence. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Fence, and I am happy to be here to bring you a place to share your story and be a part of ours. I hope you're all having a great day today. Happy Monday. What's going on? Mimu! Hello, how are you? Hey, I was just looking at your artwork in the freaking art channel, and it looked amazing, man. You did such a good job for Cashew. Nice work. Magic Jack, what's going on, buddy? Reggie, how are you doing, man? KHF, the movie maestro themselves, how are you? Lucid, Mephiles, Kevin, how are you guys doing today? I hope you all had a beautiful weekend. Eagle, what's going on, man? Good to see you. How was your weekend? Oh, my pals. So good to see y'all. Something's different here. What's different? What's different? Jack, thanks, man. It's, oh, on the hair? Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's the second compliment I've gotten on that today. It makes me feel good. That's nice. Yeah, Mimu, of course. Yeah, man, you gotta give credit where it's due. Gotta give it where it's due. Your art's on point these days, man. I mean, it's always been on point, but I love how you're like expanding and trying new things lately. And like this last year, I feel like you've grown a lot in that regard. It's really cool to see. Super duper cool to see. Making some changes to the intro of the documentary right now. Oh, Eagle. Nice, man. Are you liking the way it's coming out? It sounds like it. KHF, how was the rest of your weekend? Currently job hunting while watching your stream, friend. I hope life's going well for you, Vince. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's going well. It's going well. This is a year of growth for me, dude. For sure. I'm realizing that. Like, cause every time I think of how I'm doing, I'm like, man, things are tough. Like, I'm doing well when I like objectively think about things, but I'm like, it's hard. Like, things are hard. As like a general rule, things feel challenging to me. And so I think that means this is just one of those years where like I am definitely learning new things and pushing myself in ways that I don't seem like they would be as hard as what I've done in the past. But I don't know. I'm challenging myself to be more attentive to my needs while at the same time taking care of what I need to take care of and like changing my philosophy about how I like work, like what I constitute as an effective use of my time and energy, and sort of like recontextualizing that. I don't know. There's a lot. Maybe it's just that there's like a lot I'm thinking about in most things that I'm doing. And at the same time, not at all. You know, like during my downtime, I'm realizing there's a lot more of my downtime that I am just like trying to zone out, which has been different for me. But all that said, life is doing well. Life is treating me well. I'm very fortunate to be doing the things that I am doing right now and have what I have. So, you know, I'm happy. Just learning, you know, learning a lot. What are you looking for work, man? Where are you searching? Greg, what's up, dude? The patio's almost done and my legs hurt so bad. I'd like to remove them. Somebody get exchange legs with Greg, please. Can we get Greg some replacement legs?
Yoo-hoo!
Ghosty, just in time. We need replacement legs for Greg. I know you've got the hookup. I know you know something about legs. Maybe. Help us out, man. Welcome back. How are you feeling today? I pulled a Zora and a Zora Arc out of one pack. Reggie, what is this luck, dude? What is this luck? The RNG gods be praised. Music in the background reminds me a bit of Rammstein. Proteus, what's up, dude? Oh man, that was from the Devil May Cry soundtrack, actually. It was one of the battle themes from, was that DMC 5? Or is it 3? I can't remember. Maybe 4? It was 4. I was wrong the first 2 times. You worked a lot, KHF. Well, how was work? Mine was pretty good. Sunday took a turn. I wasn't feeling too well on Sunday, so I was supposed to go in for band practice, and I ended up not doing that. I just really wasn't feeling up to it. So I took the day and tried to like recoup a little bit. I played a lot of Death Stranding too. I did that like almost all day. And so, yeah, that was a thing. Which, man, that game is so fun. I'm really having a good time with it. Even though I'm spending most of my time building roads. Just like kind of funny to reflect on. Like, it feels meaningful, you know? We should be in picture lock. Oh, really? So it's eating into my time to do other stuff, but we did really need to improve the intro. Looking really good. Well, hey, I mean, it's got to get done at some point, right? It's got to get done at some point. And so now that's one less thing that you have to do, Eagle. It's all progress. All progress. Lucid. Yeah, man, I'm glad that you can validate my experience a little bit there too. But also, like, yeah, it's got to be a tough transition for you too. Like, this is a whole new walk of life that you're getting ready to step into right now. Like, what was routine for a long time? Like, this is a year for you where you have to do things very differently than you've been doing them now, right? You're carving a new path. So I can respect a lot the amount of work you're having to put into right now. So yeah, I bet it's very difficult over there for you too, no? Devil May Cry soundtrack may be added to my to-be listened list then. Yeah, it's good, dude. I wish that all the tracks in the DMC soundtracks hit. But there are some that they hit so hard. That song was called The Time Has Come from Devil May Cry 4. Definitely one of the better ones from that game. Jack said, feeling a bit on edge at the moment, just trying the grounding techniques. There you go. I'm sorry you're feeling on edge, man. I'm glad you're using the grounding techniques, though. In my head, I self-hate that no one likes me, everyone's annoyed by me and such. But I'm working on myself to change that because I know it's not true. The thoughts get overwhelming sometimes. Man, when I was running group today at work, we talked about this a little bit. There are some folks that are like quite literally, like they hear voices and they're quite literally like, oh, this is like they are saying these kinds of things to me. They're taunting me. They're telling me that like I'm a terrible person, that everybody hates me. And I was like, oh God. And we were trying to do a meditation today. And so like while we were doing that meditation, that was happening to them. And I was like, that sucks, dude. I felt for them. But because of that, we talked about this right now that you're bringing up. Dude, what is the opposite? I'm going to teach you a technique right now. You've probably already heard of this from your therapist, but to everybody else, this is beneficial for you too then. If you struggle with your inner voice, and if you have a mental illness where like you actually hear voices and have like auditory hallucinations, then this is definitely something to key into. If you don't, and you just struggle like on a self-esteem, self-image kind of level, this is still going to help you too. Whenever you have negative self-talk, so say for instance, your inner voice tells you that everyone finds you annoying. All you need to do is tell yourself the exact opposite. Okay? So if everyone finds you annoying, and that's what your inner voice is saying, right? What would be the opposite thought of that? Put it in chat. Tell me, what's the opposite of everyone thinks I'm annoying? And remember, I'm not asking you to say something that you believe about yourself right now. Okay? That's not the question. The question isn't, how do I actually feel about myself as the opposite thing of that? It is, what is the opposite statement of everyone is annoyed by me? I want to see it. Everyone loves being around me. Kevin, boom, right there. Everyone loves being around me. Write that down. Repeat it to yourself. Again, at this point, it doesn't matter yet if you believe it. Just say it to yourself, write it down. Okay? Another example. Next time you have a negative thought about yourself, say it's, man, like you're trying to learn something new. So I'll use a personal example. I'm trying to learn something new in guitar, right? I'll tell myself, man, why do I even play guitar? I suck. I'm a horrible musician. What's the opposite of that? I'm a fantastic musician. I'm really good at guitar. Like I should have been doing this my whole life, right? The exact opposite of the negative thought, right? I'll tell you right now, I don't believe all of those things. Sometimes I do. I believe some of them, you know? I might believe that like I'm decent at guitar, right? I might believe something like that if I'm speaking honestly. But like the opposite statement of the negative thought, that is what I need to key into. Because I need to train my brain to have a response for the negative self-talk. So, most of us can do this logically speaking, right? You don't have to emotionally be there, but logically speaking, words have power. And so you say them, you write them down, and eventually they start to make sense. Because think of it this way. Did you start off your whole life believing all the negative things that you think about yourself? Like if you really start tracing it back, you know? Or did you just automatically think, I suck, people hate me? Or was it taught to you? Did you hear it from somebody else? Did you see examples that you interpreted like over time as I'm a bad person because of this, or I'm no good because of this? Like that stuff was fed to you, right? If you didn't automatically feel that way, if you convinced yourself to believe these negative things about yourself, you can convince yourself to believe positive things, because all that really happened is it was drilled into you. Sometimes by your own mind, but it was drilled into you. These negative things are who you are. You didn't just start off believing that about yourself. Brains are very amazing at being plastic. They are flexible. They're malleable. The same way that you grew to believe the negative things about yourself, you can grow to believe positive things about yourself too. That's where this technique comes in, right? So anytime you have negative self-talk, write down the exact opposite thought or statement to the thought. Give it a try. Try it for a while. Do it for a couple weeks and tell me like how it starts to impact you if this is something that you struggle with, you know? In the meantime, feel free to talk to us about it. Let us be here for you. All right. We love you, Magic Jack. We love all you too. Anybody else who this is applying to. I want you to know that you're not alone in this. Okay. I'm at the end of Hollow Knight, just cleaning up as much side stuff as I can. There you go, man. You've been putting in the time. Just got done with one of the hardest platforming sections ever, and I'm still recovering from that horrible experience filled with begging for it to be over soon. Oh, man. Why do I get the feeling that most of your Hollow Knight experience has been, like in despair? I feel like you've talked about Hollow Knight, and the whole time it's just been like, this sucks. I don't want to be doing this. You feel out of breath. Oh, man. It must have been harrowing. No, I love Hollow Knight. Oh, tell me what you're loving about it. I want to hear about that. I just get mad when I die. Talk to us about what you're loving about it. Speaking of Death Stranding 2, I found a sign of yours. Did you? Cool. I think I just entered into a Strand contract with you yesterday. So hopefully we start seeing more of each other's stuff, Jenny. That's awesome. Lucid said earlier, I'm looking for a job that I just get a paycheck. That's fair. That's fair. I love acting, but to audition for things, but not having a steady income coming to my bank account leaves me a little uneasy. Trying to get something that has flexible scheduling, but yeah, fun times. You know, Lucid, I don't know what your situation is and if this is a feasible path for you or not, but I was just thinking. And if this doesn't make any sense to you, just disregard what I'm about to say. But if it applies, maybe consider just looking for part-time work right now. Especially if you can make it work for you in the short term. Because one, that'll give you some supplemental income, right? It's not going to be like sustainable on its own. But because it's not sustainable, that also might motivate you to continue looking for work in the field that you want, like in acting, right? Because here's one thing I see, and maybe this has come from a personal place, but you find yourself a good full-time job, it's really easy to get comfortable and stay in that and lose motivation to finding something else. I don't know that that's what you struggle with at all, by the way. You're much more motivated than me, all right? You completed school. I'm very proud of you for that. So you might not have this issue at all. But I was just thinking, if I could do something like that over again in the experience that you're having right now, it might be to start off that way, because I know in my head, I need a full-time job. I got a job. It's not full-time. It was easier to get a part-time position because there's a lot more part-time work out there right now, but I still need to continue making steps forward for my profession. I have to do this now. I can't just get comfortable in this and just kind of like kill the next year or two trying to do good at my job and then hating it later and being like, I need to do something different because it's not fulfilling, right? I won't even let myself get there now because I'm only doing the part-time work. It's not exactly what I need, right? I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought. Like I said, if that doesn't apply to you and it's not even like applicable due to your current circumstances or whatever, completely disregard what I said. But just throwing it out there. I'm glad you're working with your therapist, man. Good on you for that. I'm gonna head out because I haven't been feeling the best mentally because dysphoria is becoming a lot. And although working on it, it's still a bit much. Proto, dude, take your time. For real. And I don't know if you're still here. Is there anything that we can do to help you in that department? Like, is there something we can do to help you feel more comfortable, to support you while you're working through that? Because if so, let us know, please. I'd love to be there and help in however we can, even if it's just providing like a supportive atmosphere for this transition you're going through right now. Like I said, let us know, please. I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling that way though today. Yeah, go do your thing. Please relax. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It was nice to get to see you for a little bit. So many people have been offering me Zoruas and Zora art cards, said Reggie, and it makes me feel bad because I feel so humbled that people enjoy my love for Zorua and Zora art. They are literally giving me cards to add to my collection. Why does it make you feel bad? What? Hold on. I love all of that except that part. Why does it make you feel bad? It makes you feel bad because you feel so humbled that people enjoy your love for Zorua. Wait, what? Hold on. Help me understand that. It's amazing, because to me, it's amazing that people understand you enough to understand your love of Zorua. And then they want to give you those things. Thank you, Elgum. We will keep on keeping on. Like, that's beautiful. That's great. You don't need to feel bad about people being generous to you, man. If people are choosing to be generous to you, it's because they see something in you worth being generous to. You know what I mean? Don't feel bad about that, brother. Retrain your brain, buddy. Be good to yourself. You've earned it. Prince, what's up, man? How are you doing? Welcome back. Sorry for the late response. Mimu. Have you met me? You don't need to apologize for a thing, okay? Oh, you're playing 14 again. Oh, snap. Which job you playing this time? That's cool. Means a lot to me because I struggle with liking my own art and wanting to get better in my own eyes. But I've been feeling good about it lately. Good. I'm so happy to hear that. Glad Cashew trusted me with it too, because I feel like human stuff throws me for a loop. I know, and you've said that to us so many times. So that's why whenever I saw it in the art channel, I was like, that's actually really cool. Because one, it's two like humanoid characters, right? So like double the oh no's, like the feeling that I'm sure you were experiencing as you were drawing this. But then it came out great. And like I said, I've seen you make progress in that realm. I know you're great for creatures. I know that's your comfortable spot. Like, you know how to do the fluffy boys, you know? that came out wrong. All right. You know how to draw the fluffy critters. I know that. So it's cool to see you step outside your comfort zone, do something, especially for somebody else where there's like added pressure there too. Like the stakes are a little higher, you know? But I know that you're the type of person too that like, because the stakes are a little higher, you get a bigger fork, right? I'm sorry, I'm horrible. But no, you did a good job. Keep it up. I love it, man. I get it, man. I think if somebody asked me to write them a song, I would feel very similar to how you're describing feeling, where I'd be like, I would love to do that. What do you want me to write your song about? Like, what should it be for? What do you want it to sound like? And then now I have to do it. And I'm like, oh God, you know what I mean? Like, I would be like so nervous, dude, the whole time. I've never done that, so I don't know what the results of that would be. But yeah, I can imagine like, I very easily how that would feel. So it's cool that you're still doing that, you know? Reeps, what's up, man? Welcome back, buddy. How the heck are you tonight, man? Mimu Rousey ship. Let's go. Let's go. Mimu Rousey crossover. We need it. We need it. Magic Jack, I didn't see your message earlier about this, but like you and Kevin both nailed it with the opposite statements. Very, very good. Reggie, you too. Everyone loves my company. Bam. Bam. I don't struggle with negativity. I'm quite proficient at it, actually. Listen, Greg. You're quite a skilled comedian as well. Oh, man, this guy. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us are much better at being negative to ourselves than being positive to ourselves. But yeah, affirmations, man, they're powerful. They're powerful. We owe them to ourselves. I know I haven't hit everyone's message, so I apologize. I fell very, very, very far behind, so forgive me. I am jumping to the current, though. Oh, at least I thought so until I saw that Serpy answered my question. The story is great. The movement is amazing, talking about Hollow Knight. And even though I hated going through that platforming section, it was so satisfying to pass a section of it. So the game really knows how to put you through hell, but rewards you amazingly afterwards. That is the hard part in those games too. Like, it's making them sufficiently challenging and then pushing at another level is one thing. But to give like a sufficient reward to the player after experiencing something like that, that is a hard thing to do, I think. Really cool that game's able to do that then. I love it. I love to hear it, man. Well, good. I'm glad you're having such a good time with Hollow Knight. Garrett, what's up, dude? Welcome back. Good to see you, man. All right. Mephilis has an update. Is this an update? Hold on. What did he say? Hey, everyone. Waited 2 months for some Beyblades that are pre-ordered July 2nd that would release July 15th. And so I waited, and my girlfriend just got the notification today that it was delivered to 963 instead of 936, which is my house number. Oh, no. On Saturday. Which the house is supposedly a drug house. Oh, no, dude. So me and my grandfather went there this afternoon, and the lady came out. Thanks for the hydration, sadistic. She was really nice with us, but apparently it didn't arrive there. So now I'm trying to get in contact with the Mall of Toys, the website we bought it from, so we can get a refund. Oh, dude, what a roller coaster. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, keep us posted on this, because this is a wild story. And I hope that you're able to get the refund, or maybe they'll just be able to send a new one out, you know? Or the new Beyblades out. Because you pre-ordered them. I'm sure that they were in limited supply, right? Oh, man. Sheesh. Sorry, just breathing and let myself feel this, said Magic Jack, and let myself cry, because I need to. Thank you for the kind words. I think today some of my friends, they were talking about something political. It's not on them, but they had a healthy conversation about it, and it triggered me. And I feel like I'm still reeling a bit from it. It's not on them. I'm happy I'm noticing my triggers more. Right now I'm having a good cry. Well, it's good to learn some things about yourself like that, but learning about triggers is emotionally taxing because usually it's learning by experiencing them, right? So I can understand where you're coming from there. Sounds like it's a very emotional day, man. Yeah. Shoot, I think that this reminds me like last week. We weren't even really talking that politically, but it came up at one point in the conversation. I can't remember what it was, but I remember Sadistic also being like, you know what, I have to go do something else because like they get upset by that stuff too. And so like it's understandable, especially in today's climate. It's how many times do you have healthy political conversations? You know, usually there's so much anxiety around that because people are like, they don't know how to do it. I'm even running into this at my job, believe it or not. It comes up in groups sometimes. And I was telling people just last week, actually, I was like, there was one point where we did have a political conversation a few weeks ago, and it led to like this argument between two people. And I had to back it off and be like, hey, we gotta switch gears here. People had a hard time doing that. And you know, people remembered it weeks later too. And I was like, here's my thing. I believe that the reason why this is so difficult is because we don't talk about it, right? We don't talk about it. The reason why it's so triggering is because of what happens as a result of us not talking about it. And like, we have to talk about it to get better at talking about it. That's the irony of this. We don't talk about it because it doesn't go well, right? And it's such a sensitive subject that like people have to be willing to learn how to discuss it better when they engage in those kinds of conversations in order to actually get better at them. Because otherwise, if you're just pushing an opinion, no one's learning anything. You know, you have to be open to understanding that like it might not result in people agreeing with you, and you got to be comfortable with that. But that's not the point of the conversation. The point of the conversation is to learn and to express ideas and to gain new insight and perspectives and then walk away from it, right? Walk away from it. It's not to change people's minds or change people. It is to have a healthy conversation and exchange of ideas and then plant seeds for each other, right? And demonstrate that we can have these differing ideas and not be at each other's throats about it. Very difficult thing to do. Very, very difficult thing to do. But yeah, like I said, I try to not here necessarily because it's just not really the place for it. But in other walks of life, I try to remain open to those topics coming up so that we can have an opportunity to grow in that way. And I try not to shy away from it too much unless I see it derailing. And then it's like, all right, we have to step away, you know, try again another time. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Magic Jack. What I'm really saying is that it makes a lot of sense why that's triggering for you. Proto said, not really. My parents are trying to help, but with no job. 290 pounds does take a while to save up. So just playing the waiting game without bursting out crying. Man, little by little, okay? Little by little. Are you able to find any, like, I don't say anything about age or anything like that because I mind the Twitch TOS, but like, are you able to find any like small jobs or work or anything like that? Or is that even an appropriate thing for you? Just, you know, like I said, don't give me any details on that. But like, I'm just curious. Before I started getting into my field, then this is different, mind you, because this is a professional thing I'm talking about, not really like a identity thing. So I know it's different in that regard. But like to get into my field, it had a barrier of entry with the cost, and I had to figure out a way to save up $1,300. That took me a while, but like I just did it bit by bit over like the course of a couple of different jobs. And I managed to do it, man, and it was worth it. The payoff is worth it. So I have hope for you that this will come through. You're leveling everything again, Mimu? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The grind continues. Oh man. Man, I'm so glad to hear you're inspired to do more human things. That's so cool, dude. So cool. All right. Wait, was that a question for me, Fence? Lucid, was it? Hold on. Was it? Was it? Oh, no. That was, I was responding to Proto. So my bad. I think it's because we're talking about jobs and money, right? So I understand all the confusion there. Kev Enix, what's up, dude? Welcome back, buddy. How are you? Took me 4 months to save up 320 pounds needed for what I got for my birthday, and I know I'd be devastated if that happened to me. Just know that we're here for you. I'm saying pounds, aren't I? It's euro. My bad. Yeah. Like she said, we are here for you. It's gonna be a journey. It's gonna be a journey. It is pounds? Okay, dang it. I shouldn't have second guessed myself. Thank you. I was like, Fence has good advice, must listen. When he's talking about the right thing, sometimes he has good advice. Yeah. Apologies for the mix-up, my man. Brexit Euros. Oh, dude. All right, Lucid said, part-time honestly makes total sense. I'm also in a weird place creatively. Kind of burnt out, so my instincts to find a full-time job and just make money and try my best to figure out how to, like, get the acting thing in full swing. I'm going to take your advice, though, because that makes total sense. I think the only thing that worries me is just wanting to have insurance, which is why I lean towards a full-time job. Then again, I do want to do this acting thing, so you get a good acting gig, you probably be able to get benefits, right? I'm asking, because I actually don't know. I don't know what it's like to work in that field. I know they have a union, like a guild, right? Or something like that. But as far as, like, anything else around that's concerned, I don't know a thing about it. But that's a legitimate want, man. You know, insurance is a good thing to have. If you're in a position, I mean, you're young, so like you're probably still able to make use of your parents' insurance benefits for the time being, right? That I would definitely leverage that in whatever way makes sense to you, if that's the case, to try and, you know, follow the path that's going to make the most sense to you. Again, I only say this stuff because for me, it's like I did this multiple times where I jumped into full-time work. I was always looking for full-time work. And I started doing a lot of jobs. And every time I was in a job, my objective was to be really good at that job and just focus on that. So every time I was working, I would like burn myself out with the job. And during that time, I wasn't doing a lot of other things, you know, like my passions existed, but I was always just like, lamenting because I don't have enough time for my passions. I don't have enough time or energy to do the things I love to do. And it didn't affect me as much in my early 20s, the energy thing, because I did have that. But then as I got to my mid to late 20s, I didn't have that. So even when I had the time, I didn't have the energy because I was just tired from working. And I was like, oh, I hate this. And so it was really hard for me to find the right balance for that. And because your love of acting and theater and performance is so passion driven, it intrinsically links that to your career path as well, where I could, for me, that would be a danger zone, right? Where it's like, all right, for example, I love streaming. I want this to be my thing, right? For the reasons of being able to like build these kinds of communities, right? And find a way to make that a sustainable business model, which would take a lot of energy and work. When I'm working full time, I cannot think about that. I can't do that. I've tried it so many times. It's part of my limitation mentally. And it's frustrating, dude. It's so frustrating. But it took me until like last year to discover that. And so now I think about like, if I would do it over, I probably would have tried to focus more time and energy into this earlier in my life. Not necessarily the way that I did when I wasn't working at all in my mid 20s. But like, if I could find a balance there, things could have been a little different right now. And I'm trying to also put that into practice right now, you know? So that's where like my perspective and advice on this situation of yours comes from. Again, take it with a grain of salt. We're different people. You're in a different place in your life than I am, and than I was. So, you know, definitely don't take it as one of those, Fence said it, so I should do it. If it makes sense, cool. Otherwise, you know, I just want it to be food for thought. But yeah, I hear ya. Very legitimate concerns, man. Everybody needs healthcare. Everybody needs medical stuff and mental health stuff right now. Like insurance and benefits, like it helps you have access to that stuff, especially here in the States, man. It's a necessary thing. Okay, for real now, I am jumping up to the current messages. More I hear of U.S. health insurance, the more I'm like, nope. Believe me, buddy. Believe you me. We're all like, nope, here all the time too. But we don't have no choice but to deal with it. It's amazing how much your healthcare here is tied to work. It's tied to your job. Your job dictates a lot of that. Because that's how a lot of people get insured. It's either through the state with Medicaid or through your place of employment. And those two things are the main way that people have access to healthcare that's somewhat, kind of, sometimes affordable. Listen, I am here now, Garrett. I am at the current messages, okay? I'm still here. I wish the guilds are still a thing. Welders Guild sounds way cooler than a union. Guilds do sound way cooler, that's for sure. That's for sure. Union's still good though too. Honestly. Proto, I saw your thing about the doctor's appointment. I know that stuff is a lot of times done through private practice and private insurance. If you could get something on shared care, that would be really cool. Really depends on how much the doctor's willing to vouch for you, though, you know? At least that's my understanding of it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. I mean, technically we have a choice. It's just not a fun choice. It's not a choice that anybody likes. It's not an ideal set of choices, you know? Expensive medication that would be expensive if I paid for it. So it got approved for the medication, so it's free for me. It's a big thing. That's huge, dude. That's huge. Don't get me started on pharmaceuticals, man. Medication prices, insane. For no reason. For no reason, dude. Insurance being connected with being at work, aka functional, is beyond me and my understanding. Like, you're the best example. You need healthcare after you're fudged off with burnout so you can recover and get back up. Right, you'd think that that'd be the way that we would just like think about it. And so then it's like, okay, yeah, everybody needs that because everybody is going to get burnt out, especially if they're working full time. Especially in today's climate where most people, like if you live alone, you're working 2 full-time jobs at least to pay your bills. At least. There's just no way around it. Unless you like want to live in like the project somewhere, you know? And that sucks. That sucks that is. And so then it's like you're choosing that so that you can afford to go to the doctors and stuff? Like, what? Because even when you're working one full-time job or multiple full-time jobs, the insurance coverage you have doesn't always cover all the things you need. It's weird. It's so weird. I don't want to get into it. I'll get all annoyed and mad about it. Yeah, it's weird. Clearly it worked for us for a while in the States, but it's not a very self-sustaining thing for anybody but billionaires. You know? But I digress. Yeah, that's tough, Proto. That's tough. Listen, during this time in your life, set your sights on what your goal is. Set your sights on the outcome and what you're aiming to get to. Because right now, the in the now moment is going to be difficult, especially if you're dealing with that dysphoria that way, to where it's like making it difficult for you to even go out. I don't know if this is any comfort at all, and if it's not, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to put myself in a situation where like I felt the way that you're describing, and like I would say that nobody else knows what you know about yourself. Okay, and what I mean by that is that like the dysphoria that you're feeling, the not putting yourself out there and the way that you see yourself inside, not matching up with who you look like outside. That is a very legitimate stressor, but nobody else sees that disconnect, right? Nobody else is aware of that. And I know on one hand that's like isolating, but on the other hand, it's like nobody can judge you for that either because they're not aware of it. You know what I mean? One day, people will see you the way that you see yourself inside. That day's coming, right? Hold on to hope for that and just see that. That's where you're going towards right now. And I'd say try to just keep that in your sights during this time. Because you're going to need it to ground yourself while you're working through all of this discomfort that you've been working through, I know, already for a very long time. And remember that you have shared some of this with some people, even if it's just weird internet people like us, okay? Somebody out in the world knows what you're dealing with right now and knows what part of your journey you're on and supports you, dude, so much, okay? So you are seen, you're connected, and have faith, okay? Have faith and just keep moving forward right now. If you have setbacks, keep your eyes on the prize, man. It's just a setback. It's not a halt. It's not going to stop you, right? Might slow you down a little bit, but nothing's going to stop you.
Hey!
We got ads in a few minutes? No way. Already? What? Jesus. I guess that's good because I forgot to fill up my water cup before the stream, and I definitely need to do that before we start reading dialogue and stuff in Delta. Yeah, it did, man. It did. I like talking to y'all. Have I said that before? That's really nice. Okay, so I want to hit some question of the day responses because I've seen you guys post a few already, and I really like this question today, and I've been wanting to talk about it all day. So in this next 10 minutes, let's take a look. Prince, I'm glad that you got your ablation and nerve block procedures done, dude. That is excellent. Keep us posted on how you feel post-op. I'm hoping for you, man. Hoping good things for you. It's been a long time coming. You need some relief, buddy. You guys are weird. You guys are cool. Wouldn't, not would. Can we be both? At least for me, I want to be both. I want to be weird and cool. I don't care if those two things are a contradiction to each other. Okay. I want to encourage you too, while I'm reading these questions of the day responses, conversations that are going on in the chat, I encourage you all to like connect with each other too. Like you see somebody share something that like you want to say something to, or that makes sense to you, or you have a thought on, feel free to like talk to each other. And by that same token, feel free to continue sharing what it is that you guys are talking about that you're trying to open up about too. All right. So today's question of the day is, how does love change as it becomes less of a phenomenon and more of a choice? Deep question today, buddy. Kicking off the day with a deep one. The week even. How does love change as it becomes less of a phenomenon and more of a choice? Let's hear your thoughts. We got some answers here. The first one I'm seeing comes from Garrett. Garrett says, isn't love always a phenomenon? Or the change in it is also a phenomenon? Phenomenon love inception. It's loveception. Oh my God. One of the best inceptions you could have. Yay. Well, so love is one of those things that like, this is just according to my understanding of it and my experience with it. Okay. Which again, take with a grain of salt, just one man's feelings on it. I believe that love begins as a phenomenon. I believe you meet somebody, you fall for somebody. That feeling is something, it just happens, right? It's not something that you necessarily control. When you realize that it's happening to you, you're already in the throes of it most of the time. However, here's one thing that I have learned, having loved a few times, throughout my life. And now having been with someone for a very long time to see how it's evolving over the years. That passion, that fire, that spark, all that like bombasticness of love early on, the thing that draws you to a person initially and feels so intense. I believe that's the phenomenon, but inevitably it is also something that dwindles over time. And that sounds sad, but hear me out. I don't think it's sad. I don't think it's sad, because if that's all that love is, if that's all you think that love is, then that means it is doomed to fizzle out with anybody for all of time, because that is not something that just like stays there in that way, in my experience. And it's not to say that like the passion goes away, right? Necessarily. It's that it just happening with no effort put into it, that starts to dwindle. And you have to keep kindling it, right? Think about building a fire. And getting the fire started, this is a weird metaphor because starting a fire is hard, right? Unless you're in the Scouts and then you know exactly how to start a fire and like, I'm jealous of you, okay? Teach me your secrets. No, but hear me out. Once the fire starts, it blazes, right? It's got all the fuel it needs right there. It's gonna go. You don't have to do anything to it once it's going, right? It just burns. And then the wood starts to die down. Everything starts to go kind of like to ash. The cinders are dwindling, and you've got all these hot coals underneath, right? They're there, and they burn for a very, very, very long time. They stay hot for a very long time, I should say, but they're not necessarily like whoosh. They're not like flaming, right? You have to stoke it. You have to add more fuel to it to keep the fire going, right? So it's no longer a self-sustaining thing. It's something that requires attention. It's no longer the phenomenon that it was. I think love is very much like that in how it progresses over time, where it happens fast and intense, and there's a lot of passion early on, and then it turns into something that you have to nurture, you have to care for, you have to put energy into to maintain that fire. And that's what I'm talking about here, where that's when it becomes a choice. In my experience, that's where it has become a choice. And my current standing now with my wife, Jen, and I both have acknowledged that it is a choice, and it is a choice that we make every single day. And it's a beautiful choice to make, man. And to me, I think there's like more meaning in it now, which is crazy to think about it. Because when I first met Jen, I was like, this person, like, this is my soulmate, dude. I don't know if you guys know about the concept of like twin flames and soulmates and all that stuff, but like, I genuinely believe like she was my other half to my soul, my person that I was separated from a long, long time ago that I've known forever at the same time, because I met her and I was like, you're so familiar, I've always felt that way about her. I still feel that way about her. The intensity of that was just, there's not words for it, and as time has passed, like I did not have to make decisions back then. Like I didn't feel like I was making decisions. It was an inevitability that I felt with her back then. Now, I believe in that inevitability still. However, it's a conscious decision that I make on a regular basis now to dedicate myself to her, to be committed to her, to love her, and to act on that love, and to like put time and care and energy into our relationship and stay connected. Like I choose to do those things, and she chooses to do those things too. Very easy decision to make, mind you, but it's still a choice nonetheless. That changed, you know. It didn't start that way. And so to me, having to put that kind of energy into it makes it all the more meaningful. And like, what inspired this question was my recognition of that, and seeing other people feel like something was wrong with them whenever that initial fire has died out, and they think that they're no longer in love. There's no more spark there. There's, you know, maybe it's not the right person, and coming to that conclusion before considering the possibility that maybe I need to choose this. Maybe that doesn't, like, the fact that I need to choose it is coming across as a red flag to people, instead of, this is just part of long-term relationships, you know? And having had a couple now in my life that, while very different people, that is a consistent thing that has appeared across multiple relationships, where like that point eventually comes. And so that's not a sign that things are wrong. It's a sign of, like, this is what happens over time with two people, you know, and that's normal. That's normal. At that point, it's an assessment of, like, what do we bring into each other's lives, and is it something that we find very, very valuable? If the answer to that is no, then, you know, we go a different direction. But if the answer to that is yes, it doesn't mean all of a sudden we don't have to put energy into it, right? It just means the answer to that is yes. What do I do now to maintain it, right? So anyway, those are my thoughts on it. Sorry, I feel like that's a very, very long-winded response to Garrett's response. I love love, guys. I love the concept of it. I love the conversation and idea of it. It's one of my favorite subjects. I feel like I could talk to people about this all day. So, apologies for going on and on about it. I want to hear more of what you guys think. Prince, thanks for the hydration. I need to go get more water because I'm all out. Okay, I'll be filling up before we come back from the break. Puck, what's up, dude? Welcome back, man. Oh my God. What's good, dude? It's so good to see you, man. Hey, are you all set up in your new pad now, dude? Oh, I hope yes. I hope yes. Yes, yeah, that's what I love to hear. That's what's up, man. Dude, if you're comfy, you should share some pictures with us. I'm excited for you, man. Listen, I'm sorry, the ads are coming up. I am gonna take a quick break. I will catch up with you more and with more folks on the question of the day when we return, and then we'll be getting into Deltarune, okay? But yeah, stick around through the break. I'd love to reconnect with everybody. I will be back here in just a couple minutes. Thanks for tuning in.
I would like to use magic, please.
No cheating. I've got my eye on you. Do it over from the door, clockwise along the wall. 3 times. Well,
I would like to use magic. I would like to use magic. You ain't going nowhere. Ooh, I hurt so good, brother. I better drink a potion. Yeah.
And the self-fertile flowers, flowers are produced in panicle. Yeah, branched inflorescence, which arises from the last internode on the stem. There can be up to 350 spikelets on a panicle, each containing male and female flower parts. Just put that in your hat and, I don't know, go tell your friends. Rice is cool. Yay!
I almost poo-pooed in my non-existent pants.
I almost Koopoed in my non-existent pants. I hate this. How do people just go through the story? How does anyone walk into a new place, see all this, and be like, nah, I just need to go beeline it to the next objective? How do you do it? How are you not like, wow, 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 wow? I just don't understand. I don't understand. Y'all are built different. Okay. All right. Right? Oh, it's already so good. And this is it. I look like I'm ready to serve you food. I'm ready to give you some of those IKEA meatballs, dude. All right. How do I look? Is that nice? Is that nice for everyone? Defense the lunch lady. That's wait. I need to look this. It's okay though, because my boy has swallow. Nothing can hurt us as long as my boy has swallow. I put so many things in my mouth, Derek. What is life but a great tasting journey, you know? What other way to experience this world than through its many varieties of flavors? Oh, God. I got audio ads, but I'm still seeing the stream. Can you see this? Meanwhile, all the subs are like, Vince, what are you doing? Like, we can hear you still. But some people can't. Whoa. Twitch has always been a strange place. We are back. Welcome. So nice of you to join me this evening. I hope that you've had a good weekend. I hope you're having a good Monday. Hopefully, we're able to top off your day and your start to the week with something positive, something fulfilling, something to get the good energy flowing so you can have an excellent rest of your week because you deserve it. Pucked. Oh, you're heading out. Well, I'm sorry that I missed you. I'm so glad that you're in your new place though, man. Dudes, what we were talking about. We were talking about the question of the day, which is, how does love change as it becomes less of a phenomenon and more of a choice, right? We responded to Garrett's response earlier. Interested in hearing more of y'all's thoughts on this too. Let's see. Let me see what I missed here. Out of context barbecue tutorial. Listen, I can't tell you. I don't know why I brought the fire thing up as a metaphor. Have I told you guys that I'm a terrible fire maker? Seriously, I have no idea. I don't understand it. Fire building is a skill I am still learning in my 33rd year of life. Oh man. Let's see. Oh. Deltarune's about to be very heartwarming. Nothing bad at all. It's about to be so good, so wholesome, so lovely. Garrett said earlier, I think it's partially that this is kind of on media and stuff, like that love gets portrayed as this Disney miracle thing. Yeah. Like, oh, true love just happens without effort and stuff. But like, yeah, you can fall in love and be in that mode, but once the hormone cocktail wears off, you got to put the work in. People being so comparable with each other, that stuff just works without any work is highly unlikely, but I guess you can't Disneyfy that. A little harder to, yeah. I still think it could be portrayed in a good way. And I think it's very likely that movies have done it successfully. But yeah, they wouldn't be like the Disney versions of those tales, right? Which is very much a fantastical thing. And it's many of our like young minds' first exposure to the concept of love in a way that actually makes sense to us in some way, you know? I think it really does come down to how adults talk to us about the concept of love. And depending on our experience with it, will change the way that we talk to our kids about it, right? I can see parents being very cynical about it in a way, or not really understanding it themselves because they haven't had good examples of it themselves, and trying to talk about this to their kids, it's gonna come off a certain way. So, you know, I think it's a challenging thing to discuss, which is why I like talking about it so much, because I feel like it also opens the door for other people to think about it and talk about it themselves. It's good. Thanks for the welcome back, Proto. I also miss Radcliffe, not gonna lie. Radcliffe was a fun guy. He's dead now, but, you know, rest in peace, Radcliffe. He died twice. Canonically. I'm proceeding. Oh man. Backwards Mirror said, here we go. Another answer to the question of the day. If I can springboard off the fire analogy, you can. You absolutely can. Wait. Here we go. Love can start like lightning striking a tree. Oh, that's really good. That's way better, actually. Burning down what used to be, creating a sapling you now make the conscious choice to nurture. The sapling grows slowly but surely every day. Dude, that is such a good way to think about it. Yes. The fire that started from the lightning that struck the tree is inevitably returning to the soil to nurture what seedlings you planted during that time. And now it's up to you to decide how healthy and big you're going to assist that thing in growing, right? That's really beautiful. Yeah, man, I totally agree. I really don't have much more to add to that. We're of the same mind in that. Your metaphor is way cooler than mine, though, for the record. Vince, did you happen to read my response? It's okay if you did. I was just away from the desktop at one point. I did not read your response yet. Not just yet, Lucid. Check some of your streams from 10 years ago. You still look great. Oh, thanks, dude. Thanks, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did. We did the OCD stream. I think we did a stream on insomnia. There was another mental health subject we did a stream on, right? I wanted to make that a regular thing, and then I got in my head about it at some point. I still mean to do more things like that. I think I want to keep things within the realm of my own expertise, though, and not get too deep in things that I don't have full experience with, unless I feel like I have a good understanding of it, just for the sake of responsibility. But I digress. That's a whole other thing. Thank you, Magic Jack. I appreciate you. Lucid said, sometimes I think there are those relationships that don't take a lot to fall in love with the other person. Right. There is work in the relationship, but it's a lot easier to do because that relationship's lucky enough to have two people that are more interested in the other person than themselves. Right. And I will say this too. I can't stress this enough. It's important for both people in a relationship to have a vested interest in themselves still. Right. You want to balance. You don't want to completely forgo yourself and just totally invest into the other person, because what's going to happen is that's going to be great. I don't know that he could do that. He could try. But yeah, like, you don't want to invest everything into the other person, because what happens then is that, like, time goes by and the relationship's good. But then, like, your relationship with yourself falls to pieces. And then one day you look in the mirror and you don't realize who you are anymore. And then that starts to affect the relationship inevitably. And then everything's kind of in a bad place. So it's important to maintain both. That's why relationships are tricky in my mind too, is that you have to understand or work to understand another person, and like help to meet some of their needs. They have to meet their own needs too, right? And you have to also meet your own needs, right? Because you can't expect them to meet all of your needs, if that makes sense. You have to take care of yourself and the other person, and they need to do the same thing, right? For a healthy relationship to work. And that requires tons of communication, That's what people don't say out loud. Everyone says it takes a lot of communication, takes good communication, but what does that mean? What does that look like? These are some of the things that you talk about, right? You tell people, you tell your partner, here's who I am, here's what I need. Who are you? What do you need? Here's what I see of you. Does that line up with what you see of you? And like, does my assessment of your needs match up with your own, right? And if not, where do we need to like bridge that understanding, right? Constantly. It's a lot of that kind of stuff. And checking in with yourself, because you're going to change. Your partner is going to change. And as you change, you need to keep updating these things with each other, you know? It's very dynamic. Very dynamic. But yeah, to Lucid's point, there's definitely, I think, personality types play a part in this, where it's like, you know, the communication between the two people might naturally just work more easily than between two other people. That you could probably still make a relationship work, but it takes more effort, right? More energy. Those kinds of things fluctuate depending on compatibility and whatnot from a personality standpoint. But yes, there is definitely times where you'll find yourself in a relationship that just works a lot easier than with other people because of those things. Let's see. Let me check out another response here. We had one from. Let's see. This is Lucid too. He said, "I feel love changes gradually, which is obvious, but it becomes these moments where you might find that a person or a passion is not what you thought it was. Like, maybe not great examples, but I love acting. But college burnt me out." That makes perfect sense. We have another friend here who has famously talked about how they are, you know, everyone saw how good they were at music. They thought they loved music. They thought music was going to be their career path and passion, but they went into it because other people told them they should. And it's complex, but like their love of music actually dwindled from going to college for it. It burnt them out, made them hate it. You know, and their relationship with it was very, very mixed up for a long time. Still kind of is. They still love it, but it's different now. You know, it's different now. So that makes sense, what you're saying there. Lucid continues saying, "I have to put in the effort to find the love for this craft that I enjoy. Find that discipline and not lose love for it, but choose to love it. This goes the same for people, I feel." I know I end my response the same way, but I hope that makes sense. No, it's good. It's a good way to close a response, because then it invites people to say, "Hey, no, that doesn't make sense. Can you elaborate, please?" But from my standpoint, this does make a lot of sense. And while I see your point to, you know, where yes, it is different than like loving a person, I do think there's a lot of similarities too, because like there's different forms of love, right? There's love between people, love between interests, person and things, like, you know, ideas. It can take many, many forms. But yes, in this regard, a love for a passion, a love for a path, a career choice, right? That was probably born from a hobby in the first place. That is something that also requires nurturing and kindling, and you do have to figure out what about it that you love. It doesn't just stay exciting the whole time. The more you learn about it, the more you dig into it, actually, the less mysterious it becomes, which is part of where I think some of that love comes from for things like passion projects, right? You start to discover things that make it actually really challenging and strain you. And then you have to find the things that make it worth it, right? It is a normal, natural progression when you talk about it, but it's not a thing that everybody thinks about. So it's worth acknowledging, because that, very much like romantic love, hits a point where it inevitably requires work and a choice, right? A constant choice. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, relationships are tricky, Lucid. For sure. For sure. There's so many things. I understand why it's hard for people. I understand why relationships are difficult for people. There's like tons of things you have to think about, right? And I totally get why some people are like, I don't want to deal with any of that. You know, I don't need a relationship. And it's why whenever people are like, I don't want a relationship, but then they complain about feeling lonely, it's why I'm not like, you're ridiculous. Because like, it's like being caught between a rock and a hard place. If you don't have the skills already that allow a relationship to work and thrive, then like you're going to feel demotivated to be in a relationship, because you're going to feel bad about yourself in a relationship because you don't yet know what to do with it. but then you want to be with somebody. So when you're alone, you're going to feel bad about being alone because you want companionship, which is a normal thing to want, you know? And so then you're like, do I choose to be alone? Do I choose to work on my relationship skills? One of them might be more familiar to me, but still it's not providing me the thing that I want, you know? It's complicated. It's complicated. Being a person is complex. Kev Enix answered the question of the day, saying that I feel as though love is something that comes out of the blue when we least expect it. In today's society, I feel as though love is not tied to old traditions. It might just be me being old-fashioned, or I'm just a hopeless romantic. I feel as though if two people share the same interest, both should give each other a chance. Well, don't shit all over yourself. But yeah, I think it is. It makes sense. If two people are interested in one another, I think it is worth giving a shot just to see, you know, see how it works out, especially if you're both, I mean, you're both showing that interest in one another. Why not? Right? There could be a lot of other things that get in the way. I understand that. But good friend of ours here says, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, right? You take that shot and it doesn't work out. Is that better or worse than not taking the shot at all and wondering about it for the rest of your life? I can't answer that question for you. You have to tell me. Everybody's got a different answer for it. So yeah, I hear what you're saying there. That makes sense to me. I feel similarly. I also feel like it's okay that it takes work at times. It's okay. You know, don't kid yourself and force a relationship that's not there. You know, if you're unhappy and you're giving more than you're getting in a relationship, if it comes down to a compatibility thing or if it comes down to a lack of effort thing, remember, it's not all up to you to make a relationship work. It takes both parties being interested in the same goal, right? If that's not happening, it's okay to walk away from that. You don't have to force that, right? And this goes doubly for if you have kids together. I'm going to say that right now. As a single child of a single parent, having gotten to know a bit about my father, as after I became an adult, I was better off not having him around, even though I spent most of my youth wondering where the hell my dad was, right? But I learned through my sister and through my own personal interactions with him in adulthood that, like, this guy would have made my mom miserable, would have made me miserable. Like, this was better for all parties involved. Maybe not him, but I don't care. He didn't deserve it. You know, he didn't deserve to be in our lives as far as I'm concerned. And that's a choice I made for myself, not a choice that anybody else made for me or told me I should feel. So that being said, dude, the residual effects of your poor relationship bleed over into every other relationship that's connected to you, including your kids. It's not doing them any favors to just force that situation. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, is it going to be hard? Yeah, but it's okay to make that decision and walk away and still maintain a healthy relationship with one another without building years and years and years of resentment. But again, I think that's another topic, another subtopic of this topic that we could dig into for a long time. And I'm not really going there today. Not because it's not interesting, just we got other things we want to do too. Thanks for your response, Kev. All right. Hi, Vince. Hi, chat. What's up, KHF? What's going on? Okay, we are diving back into Deltarune. All right, I've kept you all waiting in anticipation long enough. If you still got question of the day responses, feel free to let them keep flowing in. We'll check in with them again a little bit later in the show. But for now, we are going to jump back into this game. Did I get it? There was a whittle bug. I think I got it. Anyway, we are about to start chapter 2 of Deltarune, which means that we are officially getting into the Snowgrave route. We are playing the game being bad people, being a mean guy, which is like gonna be really hard for me to do because God, I love these characters in this game so much. So bear with me and hold me as I potentially cry at decisions that I am willfully making. Do not feel bad for me though, because I am inviting my own misery. Okay. All right. hold me, but don't feel bad for me. Sadistic, you're feeling like an unlit candle. What do you mean, man? What's going on? Sorry, Chris, this is save file 2. That's right. That's right. Okay, so to do that, right, I need to go to chapter 1 files. And then, oof. We are oof. Chapter 2. Oh, I gotta run the no spoilers for me. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Eagle. Well, good on you for avoiding spoilers. I hope you get to play this soon, man. I hope you find some time. I know you got a very busy schedule right now. But dude, oh. I can't wait to hear your thoughts once you get to return to this game. Also, I need you to know that I have just been flying and crying for the last 2 weeks because I keep listening to the dang Sino Alice soundtrack. Did you know that there was a volume 3 of that soundtrack? I didn't play that game that late into it, but like the music alone tells the story. Oh, it's very good, dude. Very good. Very like regal as well. Like very like I'm going to a ball and also this is the end of all things kind of feeling in that volume of the soundtrack. Man, makes me wish I could keep playing that game. Anyway, I think of you every single time I listen to it. That's why I have to say this. Years of playing Elder Scrolls have taught me sometimes the genocide route is the correct one. I don't know if that's the case here, but man. But yeah, you're not wrong. I didn't realize until I was not looking at him in a light of I want to date you that he didn't know what he wanted at all. Are you talking about like an ex? Wait, hold on. I'd allowed a guy to be wishy-washy with me, said KHF, because he didn't know if he wanted to be in a relationship with me. He was giving mixed signals, and then I never would believe him when he would ask me out. We didn't last long, not even went out on a date. We were just talking a lot. Okay, and I didn't realize until I was not looking at him in a light of I want to date you that he didn't know what he wanted at all. Yeah, and that's a lot of, there's a lot of guys like that. There's a lot of women like that too, don't get me wrong. It's on both ends, but yeah, no, try to, like, if you're gonna get into a relationship, it's good to know yourself. I understand that it's difficult to start to understand yourself and to know yourself, but I encourage everybody, put energy into that and then watch what happens to your relationships afterwards, honestly. If you know who you are, what you want, what you like, what you don't like, that's important too. When you know those things about yourself, watch what happens to your relationships. They all get better. They all get better, or the ones that weren't gonna work out just fizzle out and you feel better about it in time. It sucks at first, but like there's something liberating about that. You make room for relationships that do feel good in your life, you know? It's important to know yourself to maintain a healthy relationship, because otherwise there's a timer on that relationship that will eventually run out whenever the friction between you not knowing yourself and your partner trying to satisfy you in ways that only you can, you know, comes to a head. And that frustration is felt on both sides. All right. Oof. Let's go. I'm so glad too in that regard, KHF. So I hate to use the phrase of you dodged a bullet, but it does sound like you dodged one, you know? Chris. Well, wait, is that a knife? No! Chris, did you eat all of the pie? It is your knife in this empty tin, is it not? Oh, Chris. Am I going to have to lock the oven again? Well, hurry out of bed. It's time for school. Daneo, Dane, Nanuyo. Reggie, what's up, dude? Welcome back, buddy. Now to get in the bed and skip the intro. Oh, you can do that in chapter 1, right? It's your bed. If you go back to sleep, you may miss a lot of important things. Oh, you do it in chapter 2. Will you go to bed? No, do not. You can sleep in class. I feel like we got that at chapter 1 as well. Can you just do this for all the chapters that you've beaten? Clothes drawer. It's stained. It's a bird cage. When the door's closed, there's no escape. Dude, this is like... So far, this is all the same as in chapter 1. Even after a long night, the sunrise is the same as always. Ah, dude, what the heck was that? Okay, that was definitely Toriel's voice. She was definitely yelling at Chris, but then she comes in pretending like it's normal? Was that a dream of Chris's? Bro ripped his own heart out and threw it in this bird cage at the end of chapter 1. Y'all remember that, right? There's some wildness going on here. There's $5 in your brother's drawer. Take it? I mean, of course, that's a free $5. You reluctantly borrowed $5. Nothing reluctant about it, buddy. That $5 is mine. We're going to the cafe. We're gonna buy some good grub. You've already taken enough. Wait, are you insinuating there is more dollars in there? Underneath the bed is an old cartridge of Cat Petter's RPG. Catty and Caddy can be seen faintly written on it in worn gel pen. Oh, they were talking about that when we were talking to him in town. Awesome. Kind of annoyed I didn't know Ruse was a playing card. Or it was a play on the rules card until it was pointed out. Yeah. Yep. The rules card. There's another card that's a play on playing cards. Or another character that's a play on playing cards too, if I remember right. Who was it? I mean, Lancer obviously is like the spade. There's someone else too. Chris just has a knife that belongs to them. Just to clarify, because I'm out of the loop, this is a sequel to Undertale, isn't it? It's a parallel world. So it's not a sequel. It actually has little to nothing to do with Undertale at all. The same characters that exist in Undertale are seen here, but yeah, it's like a, I wouldn't even say it's an alternate timeline. It's exactly how Jenny describes it, at least our understanding of it so far, as a parallel universe. So it's a self-contained story. On the computer's desktop is a folder called Epic Game Stuff. It's a poorly drawn design for a game. Seems the last boss is a creature with giant rainbow wings. Okay, and there's lots of nods to Undertale. This one clearly being a nod to the Azrael boss fight. Doesn't seem like this game ever saw the light of day. Oh my gosh. Azrael's such a dork. I know. I love it, dude. I love it. Okay. Is your brother Susie? No, Susie's a girl, for one thing. And we are not related. Susie is a monster. Chris is a human. There's no time to read books, just generally. Oh, that's a mood. That's a mood, isn't it, fencers? All I want to do is read books sometimes. I always feel like there's no time. How to Draw Dragons is at the bottom of the drawer. The purple character on the cover is dressed immodestly. This is the book that we've never returned to the library. That's been gone for freaking ages. This is definitely an Azrael book. Your brother will never return this book. Does anybody have any of those books in their home, by the way, that you checked out from a library at one point and they're forever your book now? It's what they call you. That's me. That's me. No? Of course not, KHF. Because you are a better person than me. I had like 2 books I remember from the library when I was in school. One of one I must have gotten from the public library when I was like in 5th grade or so. I had that book with me until I graduated high school. I don't remember what the book was. It was on my shelf. I read it a few times. I always remember being like, oh, this was a library book, because I had it so long that I forgot it was from a library. But then when I'd pick it up and look at the jacket, it had, the public library barcode on the side of the spine. And I was like, oh. But it was also from like a library from like another town that we no longer lived in. Not saying that makes it better. I'm just saying there's a storied history with this book that I cannot remember the name of. I returned my books so I don't get fined. Yeah, we did that for the most part, except for like 2 books. And to be honest, I think it was really just that we forgot about those books for a long time, and by the time we remembered, it was too late. We no longer lived in the place. So it was just a shame that we forever lived with. Oh, gosh. You still have a couple college books? There you go, Jenny. There you go. It's not just me. We talking multiverse? For sure, Lucid. For sure. They're on my shelf right now. Really? Jenny, what are they? Just out of curiosity. Sadistic said, just not feeling much of anything right now. And I'm just kind of passing the time until I gotta do things again. The first part has been lit and burned, and now I sit dormant until my time comes again. Repost because I don't think Vince saw. Oh, is this to the feeling like an unlit candle thing? Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. So I'm hearing from you that you're just kind of like in a point of, you feel like you're in a point like of maybe of stagnation right now, waiting for the next thing that you need to start moving towards. You just don't know what that thing is yet. It hasn't come along yet. There's some white fur stuck in the drain. Always. There's some cinnamony batter caked on the stovetop. From the pie. Cookie cutters for gingerbread monsters and gingerbread humans. How's the trash can doing? Somehow its floral scent has increased. She threw away more of Papa's flowers. No. I love the little storytelling things that go on with this, by the way. They're subtle, but impactful. Why are you blowing up Chris? With the bouncy boys. Thievery with extra steps. Mirrors, you're not wrong. Oh God. Or you bought it when they were selling old books that they needed gone for new ones. I wish I could say it was that, Prince. I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that. Scarlett, welcome back. How are you doing? That was you that threw the Lancer. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is not yet time to wash your hands. Oh, let me go to the bathroom first then. It's a toilet. Flush it? Yes. You flushed the toilet. Now it's time to wash your hands. What are you talking about? I just made a toilet. It's time to hand wash. That's the rule. They don't understand the rules. You just woke up from a nap. Ooh, that sounds nice. Was it one of those days at work? You get home and you just needed to crash out? Wait, do we have any new cell phone numbers? Did we get any new numbers in our sleep? Cheriel, the beloved living room chair. Any new insight on the TV? Looks like it's plugged in, but dusty. Wait, the TV's plugged in again? It was unplugged in the last chapter. It's a book of hymns. Well, shall we go? Here we go. Let's go make some more school crimes happen. Look, it's me. It's me. Chris, how do you deal with the major thing that's coming up, or with a major thing that's coming up? It will change your life in a great way, but it's a major leap, like the uncertain future. Because tomorrow I'm getting new meds, a biologic med for my arthritis, and it got approved for me. And I'm excited, but nervous about it. But I know it'll be good for me, even if it has side effects. I'll be in a safe environment with my doctor. So, okay, that's a good question, Magic Jack. I would normally kind of do what you've just done and make an assessment about it, right? Logically, think about what is happening, what supports I have with this change, and let that give me some security where I'm like, in the event that something doesn't go right, what can I do? That will provide some insight into that question. And then as far as the feelings are concerned, like, employ whatever coping skills help you deal with whatever feeling that emotion you're experiencing is, right? If it's anxiety, what do you do for anxiety in the moment to help you get through the moment, right? And while you're doing that, meditate on the fact that, like, you have to have faith in this new change because you've never gone down this road before. So that is going to require some trust. You're never going to have enough answers to what is going to come next to satisfy your feeling of anxiety around that. And trust that once you take the step forward, you're going to get those answers to the questions that you have. And then it's going to feel less scary because it's no longer unknown. The scariest part of the new is the unknown. So in choosing to have faith and take that step forward, you are actively crushing the unknown monster, right? You are slaying it because now you're going to have experience that says this is what this is. It's no longer unknown, and it will never be unknown again, which is the cool thing about that. So, yeah, that's how I approach it. And then, like I said, I talk to people, like I lean on my supports. If I have anxiety about taking that step forward, I talk to people that I trust and care about. They care about me, and let them know how I'm feeling because they usually have some insightful words for me too. And that helps. Chris, there you are. Even Susie showed up before you. Susie made it before me? Dang, I really overslept. Hey, Chris. If I knew you were going to be late, I wouldn't have shown up on time. Susie, please don't kick your desk. Treat school property like you'd treat people. Okay. Next time I'll aim for the vitals. That's not what In any case, good morning, class. We have a lot to go over today. First, we're starting the reading from page 142. Any volunteers? I guess I could read the... trouble yourself not, Noel. I will valiantly take this blow of humiliation. That's okay, I can... Ahem! Page 142. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Times are pretty good. Times are pretty bad. Mediocre times. Iffy times. So-so times. Listening to this, your eyes began to close automatically. Okay, it's over. The class is just over. Oh my god. Serpy, I am going to need your guidance for this playthrough. So I don't have to look at a guide and get spoilers. We're doing the Snowgrave route. So I know there's a lot of specific steps involved. So I'm gonna be looking out for any messages that you have. If I seem to be missing one at an important moment, hit me with a hey. and then we will continue. I'll look for your message there. Oh my God, Lucy, you never returned Bolt? And then Blockbuster and Redbox went out of business. Oh no! You got a free Bolt. Oh, dang. The candle that burns so bright until I am nothing but a puddle, said Reggie. So that means that you need like an overflow container for your candle wax. That way it flows into a new container and you become a new candle, and all you gotta do is put the wick in it. And then boom. Repurposed Reggie. Have a nice day, everyone. And please remember your group projects. Oh, Chris, are you okay? You were, sleeping all class. Don't worry, I'm not mad, just concerned. Usually you only sleep through the start. Good luck and rest well tonight, okay? Thank you. I am professional class sleeper. Ended up with a permanent DVD copy of what? Hold on, of what? Meet the Robinsons, due to the timely death / closing of Blockbuster. I bet you there's so many people in that position. Oh my God. It was work and personal life. Oh, the double whammy. The Wombo combo scar. All right, that hasn't changed. It's a bunch of roses. Chris, this whole partner thing, you didn't lose sleep over it, did you? Lost sleep from being Susie's partner. Actually, my sleep quality increased. I didn't even know this was a thing. I don't think I did this before. Oh, God. Oh, God. Chris would be in detention pretty much every day with to catch up on coursework with how much they sleep. Yeah. Yeah. Greg, have a great night, my friend. Big hugs, tiny kisses for you too. I hope that you sleep well tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope the rest of your day at work goes well. And we'll see you on Wednesday, buddy. Keep your head up and your heart strong. Wait, did you say Kree is starting up MGS2 today? Oh, hell yeah. My man. My man. I love Metal Gear Solid, dude. What good games. Yeah, no, my sleep quality increased. For sure. Huh? Chris, that's, good, I think? So maybe you were just staying up late talking to Azrael online again? Oh, wait, you can't do that, right? I hope the internet gets fixed soon. I don't want to revert into my primal form. She's missing her anime, dude. Chris, get a good sleep tonight, okay? All right. I won't make any promises. The computer wallpaper is updated. The buff embracing heroes are now edited to be 4 inches apart. There's dialogue about proper distancing at the school dance. Oh, man. What year did this game come out? Chapter 2? That was in the middle of the pandemic, wasn't it? You wonder if your mother had some influence on this change. It might not be a joke about that, but... Dude, save room for the Lord. Yeah, that's it. That's the joke, really. Oh, that's so funny, dude. Scarlett, you had a realization in your therapy session today that kind of broke you? Oh, man, it was one of those kind of days. Big therapy breakthrough days those are exhausting, for sure. You check the time. It seems not to be time for class. Fantastic. Haven't seen a lot of this game, but this part you're playing feels very dreamlike. It does, doesn't it? There's actually a bunch of things in this game, Lucid, that feel pretty dreamlike, which is ironic and also confusing Because so much of this does make you wonder, like, what is real and what is not. But we get into that a little later. Well, look who it is. The school zombie. You were sleeping like a corpse all class. What's the matter? Had trouble going Betty by last night? Me too, Chris! Like I could sleep after yesterday? Just waiting for today felt like years. Did all that stuff really happen? Lancer, Rousey, everyone. Are they still... Look, you've been wondering the same thing, right? Come on already! She's so excited, dude. All right, Chris, this is it. Moment of truth. Everything we've been waiting for is just behind this. If we open this and there's nothing inside, will we still be... Screw it! Let's just open it already! Susie? Yeah? Noelle, hey. What the hell are you doing here? Sorry to bother you, but, I just... Birdley and I were going to the library to do some research for our group projects, and if it's okay, would you want to come too? Oh, Chris, you can come too, I mean. We're like, busy with, Chris, help me out here. What do we say? Crime. Oh my god, dude. Sorry, I'm catching up on the messages a little bit. Hold on. Are they kissing? Wait, Reeps, who were you asking if they were kissing? What do you say? Oh God, like Bob Belcher? Wait, is that from Bob's Burgers? Oh God. I never put that together, Lucid. I don't know. Oh God. The teacher. The teacher. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh man. You modded up your MGS too, Garrett? Oh, dope, dude. Does it look sick? Rude Buster! I say Dreamlight because I've seen these characters watch Jacksepticeye play Undertale. So to watch all these characters under a different scenario, it's like finding them all in a dream. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And in that regard, yes, this is very much a fever dream for Undertale fans or people familiar with Undertale. Oh man, eating moss.
Susie,
Elgoom!
I swear to Mog, if it was you who wrote, Elgoom is a schmuck. In the public restroom, there's no more fried chocobo for you, Missy.
Susie absolutely wrote Elgoom is a schmuck. Who else would do that? Oh man. Noelle has some dang good confidence to willingly approach and interact with Susie. I love her so much, dude. Noelle is goals. For sure. All right, hanging out alone in a closet or crime. I choose crime. You know, just committing crimes. I'm just gonna do some crimes and go to jail forever. It sucks. That sounds just have fun, you two. I'll be at the library. Chris, if you could bring her by later, it would mean a lot to me. Actually, wait a second. Susie, I have something for you. Huh? Okay, see you, bye! Huh? It's a lunchbox? Full of chalk? She had chalk the whole time? And didn't give any to Alfie's? What the hell, Chris? Here, you hold on to this. You got the chalk. Wait, Chris, what the hell was that? Why would Noelle ask me to do homework with her? Death wish much? Does she wanna fail? Wait a second. Wait a second. Chris, did you notice how nervous she was? And like, blushing and stuff? Chris, you don't think she, she's onto our secret identities? You know, this, dark world stuff? Damn, we gotta keep this under wraps, Chris. This is our thing, you know? Anyway, enough waiting already, right? Let's go. She's so oblivious, dude. She's so oblivious, and now we have chalk. Noelle is the sweetest ever, dude. The sweetest ever. We told her that Susie eats chalk, and she went and got Susie chalk as a gift. She loves Susie so much. I want to shake Susie. Oh my god. She'll just eat Elgum. These options feel like a play on the be gay or do crime meme. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm almost positive that's what it is. Oh god. Still a PS2 game under all of it. Proper high textures and rain effects working properly and high res is a lifesaver. That's so cool, Garrett. Yeah, I'd love to see that. There's always excuses why they can't make it better for modders, man. Ah, jeez. I'm happy I'm not as dense as Susie. I'm as dense as Susie. Okay? Well, maybe not as dense. I'm pretty close, though. I'm almost Susie levels of dense. So oblivious, it makes me cringe so hard. Oh my god, just a silly little lass. Level 2 Bed Inspector. Inspects all beds inexplicably. Level 2 Dark Knight. Does damage using dark energy. Any new items? Light candy. Oh, that's the chalk, dude. That's the chalk. And Rules Rue. A dark rue with a delicate aroma. Also, has worms in it. Aki, is there anything regarding the light candy that I need to be aware of for this? Chris, I think I'm more confident now for this. I thank you. Because the thing I learned to eat when you are hungry because you don't want it, you need food. And living in the present, not the future or past, because present's what matters. Realizing it's okay to be vulnerable and seek advice because I'm actively learning through my past while staying in the present. Yeah, man. Yeah. Good. I'm glad that you feel a little bit more confident in sharing this with us, Magic Jack. Honestly, it's going to be fine. You're going to do great. It's going to be a change and a shakeup, and I know the new meds are inviting like a new possibility into your life that could potentially change some things for you. But remember, the point of that medication is so it can change things for the better for you. So stay open to the possibility that things are only going to get easier after this. And try to remember this too. When I'm feeling anxious, my therapist taught me this. Anxiety and excitement elicit the exact same biological response in your brain. So when you're excited, right, your brain behaves and reacts the same way that it does when it's anxious. Both of those emotions motivate your brain to prepare you for what's to come next, right? The only difference is in the way that we are framing that emotion, that feeling, that psychological response, right? And that's not the right word. It's a physiological response in your brain. Psychological implies that it's just mental, but no, both of those things elicit the same mechanism in your brain. So it's all then about how you contextualize that feeling. You can choose to frame it as excitement, or anxiety, because it's going to feel the same nonetheless, which is interesting. So that in mind, while it's not easy to just say, I'm excited and not anxious, right? You're still probably going to feel anxiety, but knowing that it is the same like brain response, I don't know, for me, it helps me to be like, okay, well then I literally can choose how I feel about this in this regard. And that's pretty rare that you can actually do that. I forgot these games are just a bundle of wholesomeness wrapped up into a video game. Oh, it's so good, Lucid. They are. They really are. At least until we start doing bad stuff. And then we are the destroyer of worlds, which makes me, I'm going to feel so bad in this playthrough, dude. I'm going to feel so bad. We're blue now because we're in the Dark World, Magic Jack. That's our Dark World form. The light crystal is just a powerful healing item. Okay. All right. Susie's got to be in like 16. By that time, I was 2 years into a relationship. I can't really relate with her. Oh, that's funny. Vince's worm. I am not. I am not. Hey, Chris, you really gonna walk everywhere so slowly? I know you're kinda taking it in, but you can run, you know. You remembered something about the X button. I'm just gonna keep walking. Does Susie say something again? If I just walk, not run? Undertale does have its fair share of heartbreaking moments. Yeah, I'm expecting this to feel very similarly. The genocide route in Undertale kills me still, dude. Oh. Here we are. Chris, Susie, it's been ever so long. Yeah. It's been what, a day? Oh, that is short, isn't it? It's just that I've never had friends before, so I've never waited so long to see them again either. Fine, I guess we'll try not to let you die of loneliness. I bet Lancer wants to see us too, right? Hey, wait a sec. Where is Lancer? Where's everybody? Worry not, Susie. You'll see them in a moment. Just wait here, all right? Okay. Hey, this better not be some kind of prank or something. Chris, I have something to ask you. I need you to return to the light world and go to the old classroom to the east of the closet doors. Inside, gather everything on the ground and bring it back here, could you? Ho ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. It doth come to light, my friends of the fence. Looks like a shop, but the door is locked and no one's inside. We better go gather up all of our buddies, our junk buddies. Anyone listen to the song Anxiety by Doichi? Such a good song that helps me manage my anxiety and feel less alone in it. Oh, I have not heard that song. I have to check it out. What's the genre? Scar? I'm surprised you aren't a licensed therapist, Vince. Oh, you flatter me, Lucid. You flatter me, dude. Oh, we're in ads. Oh, man. All right. We'll be back. We're going to take a quick ad break. When we return, we will continue Runic Deltoids, episode, what is it, 7? I believe it's 7. Enjoy the break. I'll see you all soon.
My pain, my grief, my woe? Carlisle, of you, I know you seek a larger hoe, to plow, fair maid, and sow a seed to grow. But lack do ye a mighty horn and mast, with which to guide a maid to bed and fast. Oh, Robert got hit with the small PP jokes. Oh no. Well, he got wrecked. By the rules of the internet, Robert is wrecked. Get off my darn lawn. Don't make me reach out and get my whooping stick. I'll get you, you damn kids. Hero,
Get off my lawn! Get off it! I just mowed it! Do you understand the value of freshly cut grass? These young whippersnappers don't know a thing about discipline or respect.
Okay, can you guys hear the volume on the game? Give me a yay or a nay, please. Not war. War never. Phil! No! No! I have to run. How do, Oh, good God. Can I try? I can't get the tail to go like that. That's not fair. Oh my God. This all being said, thank you all for indulging my ramble. Indulging my ramble. Thankful indulging my ramble. I don't know why it came out that way. At any time, SW, we're all about indulge. Why do I keep doing that? Indulging the rambles.
Be gone!
Welcome back to the fence. Thank you for tuning in. Let me do something real quick. All right, I want to. Actually, I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh, it did work. Cool. Anyway, welcome back. We're playing Deltarune. We're in chapter 2. We're just getting started with chapter 2. We're trying to gather up all our friends from this spare classroom. You gathered all the junk off the floor and turned it into a giant dusty ball. I love my giant dusty ball. Managed to cram everything into the closet, even the rug. Wait, the rug's in there too? Oh. Why couldn't I cram that into my giant dusty ball? Weak. All right, Lucid. Oh, hold on. What's gonna happen if I just, can we look at it? The ball of junk. That is not the ball of junk that is on our head. Hello. How is Chris doing? They're great, Tori. One of my favorite students. A real star. Oh, how wonderful. They have not been up to anything strange. No, they've been... they're normal. Well, that is relieving. I have just been a little concerned lately. The look, dude. Oh God, I love this game. Just lately? You take it easy too, Alfies. I'm always cheering you on, all right? Thanks. Can't let Mom find out you're balancing a giant trash orb. I love it, dude. Oh, man. This entire sequence is so unserious. Dude, it is, though. No, Mom didn't notice, just Alfie's. Unless Alfie's is Mommy, in which case, I mean, that could be your thing. You know, there's no judgment. Down into the dark I go with my giant ball of garbage. Hey, Chris, so where is every... What? Whoa!
Guess who's back, clowns?
Lancer! Hey, Chris, don't know what you did, but hell yeah! Everyone's here. Hey, wait. I think we beat up some of these guys. Are they not gonna, like, gang up on us now?
Don't worry, Susie. Hop Pop got trapped in a hamster cage, making me Prince King. And with my new dad-like powers, I declare you forgiven.
Cool. Well, I guess I won't beat anyone up here either.
Yep. Now all that's left is for everyone to enjoy this new home.
Wait, new home? Where's your old home?
All gone.
Gone? Right. When Chris sealed the fountain, that dark world disappeared. And turned back into a normal classroom. So where's Lancer gonna live now?
Don't worry, Susie. We'll conquer Rousey's castle as our own.
Chris, as you bring Dark World denizens back here, the power of our fountain will transform this town more and more. From now on, the enemies we spare will be recruited to our town. So let's keep sparing enemies, okay? Anyhow, why don't we all have a look around? We can head north towards the castle. I have a special surprise to show you there.
Ha! Not if I surprise myself first. Last one there is a fresh and fragrant egg.
Come on, Chris. You gonna let him beat us? Yes. I will walk everywhere. Oh my god. Quick launch the offense. Oh no, you're out of Lancers again. How come? Why does Scarlet have limited Lancers? I don't understand. I understand how this is not happening to anyone else. This is the weirdest thing ever. What if hold on. What if I do something? Let me do something. Okay? Let me do something. I need. Thanks, Sadistic. Oh, Lucid, welcome back. You just missed the return of our friends. Lancer's back now. We're getting ready to explore and say hi to all of our old friends from Chapter 1. Their home Dark World has disappeared since we closed the fountain. It just turned back into a regular classroom now. So they are all now denizens of Rousey's castle. Okay, but wait. I'm looking at Lancer Toss real quick. Why, oh why, is there like weird limitations on it for Scarlet? I don't understand. If I set this to 1, and then I set this to 0, and we go bam, it should be fine, right? I don't know. I have no idea where these Lancer limits keep coming from. I only get like 1 to 2 per stream. This doesn't make any sense. Look, you got another one. Did I fix it? Have we removed the nerf from Scarlet? You're welcome. I hope that it sticks. Was Lancer the one with the hood and the teeth? Yeah. It had like the spade head. Yes. I love his voice. I got that voice idea from Serpy actually. And it works, so we're sticking with it. Ah, thou hast transplanted us to thine castle town. And truly, a magnificent town of castles it art. But ho, something art, lackingth it feeleth. Couldst thou guys, perhaps, bring in an evil ruler or something? I still don't know what voice to give this guy. I need to think it through. He is one of my all-time favorite characters. We gotta figure it out. Seems Hathy likes this place. She hopes you'll find enough beds to inspect. You'll lose your bed inspector title if you don't inspect enough beds. Okay. What have you done? Now he has unlimited power. Unlimited.
Power!
No, I'm out again. You're out again? I don't understand. It's like, for some reason, like just only Scarlet. Why is it like this? Even when I'm looking at, I'm looking at everything related to this stupid action, and there's nothing that would limit it in that way. So it's wild that that's going on. Like if it was part of a queue that was paused, well, then that would affect everybody. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I wonder if it's one of those things that I'm just gonna have to like remake at one point. I don't know. Oh God, look at this Lancer with a mustache, dude. Extraordinarily British. I don't know if I can. Off the top of my head, I don't think I could do a very good British accent. I can study this though. I can do it for the sake of the memes.
Ho ho! I'm Chef Lancer. Try my delicious hand-formed cookies. They are free for a price.
What's the price?
$0.
Let's take a cookie.
I now pronounce you Cookie and Wife.
Lancer cookie was added to your items. Oh God. Whoa! Celestial Moony! The moon is raiding. Yo, EP Goosey, how are you doing? The moon is raiding. Darth Dane, what's going on? My friends, welcome to the fence. Thank you so much for coming on by. Hey, Celestial, how are you doing? Can we get a shout out for Celestial Moony, please? Oh my God, thank you so much for the raid. What's going on? How are y'all doing? Thanks for choosing to raid the fence. It's so nice to meet you. The moon haunts you. I don't know Moon Knight's voice. Help. This sounds like a good haunting though. I'm okay with it. The stream's going great. Thanks for asking. How was your stream? Oh, what is this? What were you playing?
Point blanked him in the head.
What happened? Oh my God. You were playing Deltarune Chapter 3? Oh, heck yes. How are you liking it? God, I love this game so much. It's so cool. Yay, fellow Deltarune fans. We freaking love it. Everybody, please go follow Celestial Moony. I'm going to drop you a follow too, because I want to come check out your content, especially if you're playing beautiful games like Deltarune. I'm assuming you're an Undertale fan. I don't know what indie game you were playing in that clip there, but it looked pretty interesting too. Definitely want to come check out and see what you got going on. Thank you so much for choosing to raid us. What brings you by the fence? And while you're thinking on that, let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. I am the Fence Child. You can just call me Fence. I am a mental health advocate, a peer specialist. That's a peer support specialist. I am certified in that and work in the mental health field. And as a variety streamer doing that, I really love to play RPGs. I love to play story-driven games because video games were a coping skill for me and my mental health for most of my life. And I realized at one point that, you know what? I think that's the case for a lot of other people too. So I wanted to create a community where people could bond over their love of video games, and using that love of games, create a safe space where people could talk about their emotional health, their mental health, and get support from other real people just like them in a comfortable atmosphere. I think that video games have a strong power to teach us things about the world, about each other, and about ourselves, and help us to build connections to those around us as well. Which some of us who are struggling in the mental department, man, that really is a gift, because we have very few avenues sometimes to build those social ties. So thank God for video games, you know? But yeah, if that's your cup of tea, please feel free to pull up a chair, hang out with us, join us on the fence as we play some more Deltarune. Well, we just got started with Chapter 2, actually. I've played this game before. I'm doing the Snowgrave route this time, which is my first time doing this route. And I'm scared because I love these characters so much, and I don't want to invite any pain upon them. But like I feel like that's all I'm allowed to do in this playthrough. So it's gonna be a terrible time, but it'll be the best of times. They will be the so-so times and mediocre times even. So yeah, I'm expecting some fun here, and maybe a little bit of heartbreak. Loved it. Probably my favorite chapter so far. Oh heck yes. Celestial Moody, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it so very much. Can we get some welcome commands, please? Bring Celestial over to our side of the fence where they made the grass a little greener. So nice to have you here. Oh my God. AP Goosey, you just became one among the fence too. Thank you. That's Fence as well, not Fence 2 Electric Boogaloo. There's no sequel to this place. I'm sorry for misleading you. But get some welcome commands out for EP Goosey too. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the follow. We live for Papyrus. Dude, Papyrus is the bee's knees, all right? His trousel of bones can be heard for leagues. Oh my God, Lucid, you would do a bang up job voice acting these characters. I actually would love to hear that. That'd be so good. Oh my God, I love that. I can tell your stream's very warm and inviting. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I work very hard to help maintain that atmosphere. It's very important to me. I know that especially meeting new people on the internet, it can be a little awkward. It can feel a little intimidating, you know, especially stepping into a new community. You know, people got their things going on and it's like, I feel that I'm new here and I'm trying to figure out, yeah, where do I find my place, right? I want to make you a place, you know, right away, because I know how that feels. And yeah, so I'm glad that you're feeling that way. The positive side of that, I mean, not the awkwardness, but I guess that's inevitable. I feel that too everywhere I go. I ramble, I'm sorry. Love the energy, the vibe, just everything. Well, thank you, EP. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Tell us, how EP is the Goosey tonight? Is it very EP? Is it just a teensy EP? The people must know. No, I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you enjoy your time here too. If you'd like, feel free to share a little bit about yourselves. What kind of games do you like? Do you like anime? Do you like movies? If so, what are your favorites? I'd love to get to know you. The brown looks so good, by the way. The brown? What brown? What brown? All right, Lancer with a mustache just gave us cookies. What is this man doing in this shop?
Well, welcome to Top Bakery. I am this bakery's smith, Malleus. I do not know what any of these strange tools are for, but using my skills, I can fuse items to create new ones.
Oh, sick, dude. What can we fuse? We could make a double D burger. Sick. We can make a silver card. All right, listen, we need our amber cards to turn into a silver card. Although somebody's gonna be missing an armor piece at that point, but yeah, what are you gonna do? You gotta spin items to make items, you know what I mean? Oh, but Susie will not take anything off of her equipment unless it's replaced, because she's stingy like that. Yeah. So what we need to do is take Chris's amber card away. The dice brace. We need to give the dice brace to Susie. Now we have 2 amber cards, right? Perfect. Oh, I guess we could have just taken it off of Rousey too. Oh well. Oh well. Maybe one day I will stream when I get the chance, and I'll just game in the server. I was actually gonna game in the VC for a bit to see if anybody wanted to chat. So one day, Fence, I will voice some video game characters. I am here for it. For those of you who don't know, Lucid studied theater, got his degree. He is a tremendous voice actor. I mean, the dude can do impressions like you would not believe. You might hear them sometimes if you're hanging out in the voice chat with us in Discord. I was blown away the first time I heard all the different voices he could do. His range is incredible.
Ha! Let's feel my technique.
I love this guy, dude. All right, we got a silver card. I guess I will give that to Chris. The money goes up. Always EP, never awake. We live monster to monster. Just getting by, man. Just getting by. Yes, I love RPG, and I'll play Rivals with EP. Also play MMOs as well. Oh, cool, you like Rivals. Awesome, Scarlett is a huge Marvel Rivals fan. They play all the time. If you're ever looking for another buddy to play with, you got one right there. Bam. What MMOs do you play, Celestial? I used to play Final Fantasy XIV a lot, and I haven't played it in years now. I think I'm still in the middle of, it's not, Dark Shadowbringers. I'm still in the middle of Shadowbringers. I'm very behind in that game. Oh, dude, the sign says Mama Amoeba. That's so good.
Bread, what is this technique you speak of?
Why are you in a bakery if you don't know? What's going on? Fix me.
Your body is a weapon too. You must take care of it from time to time. Hoo-ha! Let's feel my technique.
Oh, shucks, I'm all right. You flatter me. No, Lucid, I'm all right, okay? In the realm of voice acting, I'm all right, at best. You are fantastic. You are like goals, dude. You do such a good job in pretty much any role that they threw at you. I believe it. I hope that you get into some like gig work or something for a little while, just so that you can like put yourself out there in that way. Because I bet a lot of people would be thrilled to have your talent in their project. Oh wait, was there anything else to see here? No, okay. Poke MMO, Toontown. Wow, that's one I hadn't heard of in a while. And wanting to get into Wizard 101. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Man, the Poke MMO, you play that? That's so cool. We've got another pal here who plays Poke MMO. Floofy Mimu likes Poke MMO. She tried to get me into it, and I just had not ever pulled the trigger on getting it installed and set up. But it looked great though. Mama Amoeba, welcome to Top Bakery. Our special chefs spin baked goods at the top of their class. Why isn't Top Chef in there? Where is that guy? It's a clean start for us here. Sukiri. For the dust bunnies? Okay. What is Poke MMO? It's a Pokemon MMO. Which games does it cover? It's a mod. It's a fan created mod basically. It's like a full-fledged game. It covers, what is it, like red, blue, yellow, through. Is it just, that's more than gold, silver, right? Is it all the way through like ruby and sapphire and emerald? I forget how far it goes. But it's multiplayer. Anyone used to play Fusion Fall? There are still servers that exist if anyone wants to learn how to set that up and play with me. What is Fusion Fall? That's cool. I had not heard of that. A lot of people recommend it to me, so I'm gonna try it. Oh, Final Fantasy XIV? Yeah. It's cool, man. I like it a lot. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. So I remember when that game came out. I remember getting it on the PlayStation 3, like at launch. I should say at launch of A Realm Reborn, not at launch of the original. I never played that version of it. Much to my chagrin, as I would have loved to experience that. But I loved A Realm Reborn, man. I played that for years. And I don't know, I haven't played an MMORPG in a very long time because I just don't really have the time for it lately. And it makes me sad because I used to love them a lot. It was one of my favorite genres. Mama Amoeba, I wanted to try and run the bakery, but Someone is already working there. A cafe that serves pastries. What a disgrace. What sort of humiliating thing will happen next? Can I check my recruits? I have all these recruits, and I'm pretty sure I should not have them. I beat all these guys up. Mon amigas, welcome to the bakery. I wish. What's the prize? Oh, God. Why am I getting screamed at? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, is it all the way to Emerald? Okay, that's cool. That's what I was thinking. That's so amazing. I played the K&D games. What was K&D? Were they the kid next door? Is that what you're talking about? Magic Jack, have a great night, buddy. Keep your heart metal and your mind goofy. Do it to it, dude. Thanks for talking with us today, man. I hope that you feel better. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit more confident. Like I said, man, trust in the process that you're going into. Know that you got good people behind you. All right? And we're all wishing you the best. Keep us posted. If you need to vent about anything or get any anxieties off your chest, you know where to find us, man. We're here for you. I look forward to seeing you Wednesday, buddy. All right. Mamma Mina, as long as the purple girl is by your side, there will be no prizes from moi. Mamia. Who cares? Ralsei can make me a cake. By uniqueness, as a baker, don't mind my pastries. Are a little extra salty today, everyone. Oh, this guy. Hey, boss. I'll have a dark candy starfait.
None. None for you.
Lemonade? Please. Happy seems fine. Sure is great to be here with my best friend, Hathy. Does this jukebox work? The jukebox is broken. Feels like you might never find a working one. Wow. Well, okay. The cafe could use some livening up, maybe. Does Mamiya carry any tortilla? I don't think so. I don't think so. Whoa! Undyne 45! Hey, you're named after one of my favorite characters. You're a rock star. Thank you so much for the follow. You just became one among the fence. Get the welcome commands out, guys. Bring our new friend over to our side of the fence where they made the grass a little greener. I appreciate you being here. Krispy Kreme is making new donuts. What? What kind of donuts? What kind of donuts? Mamma Mia! New Krispy Kreme donuts. Bow wow. I'm just a block. I don't get it. Did we go somewhere? This is like talking in uwu. Did we go somewhere? I don't know. I don't want to forget about it. I have forgotten already. Is this guy seriously sucking up to you already? Even though you hurt us? You could at least wait until later today.
Thanks to you, Commander, we've been liberated. I hereby declare today National Ham Sandwich Day of Independence.
Great, Ham Sandwich Day of Independence. My favorite day of independence. Fusion Falls, a Cartoon Network MMORPG from 2008 to 9 that features most of the popular Cartoon Network characters. Oh my god, the Lancer toss. Oh, that sounds so familiar, dude. That's awesome. So they had like all the Hanna-Barbera characters. Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, Kids Next Door. Oh man, they had a bunch. Live in a shared universe that gets invaded by aliens called Fusion. That's cool as heck, dude. Wow. That sounds like it would be really fun. Wait, they made Teen Titans games? I never played those. Wow, our house is a dojo?
Makes me want to fight.
Can we go to sleep?
Hey, boss. Boss. I'm so glad you have a nice boss. I could shed a tear. But I won't. I'm on the job. I'll cry at home with the kids. Boss, you're strong, but there's always time to learn. The next step after tutorials is training. So, me and the boys got together a dojo. Complete our battle challenges and get some fabulous prizes. Meanwhile, you might get a little bit tougher. We're gonna make you the strongest, boss.
Fantastic. Let's do it. Jigsaw Joe. Prize, Joe's life savings. Well, we're being bad guys. Naturally, we have to take Joe's life savings. Yes.
Boss, you can act and spare on the same turn. If you know Chris's act will give an enemy 100% mercy, spare them on the same turn with Susie or Rousey.
Jigsaw Joe jigs in. Okay. What if I just beat up Jigsaw Joe? Do I have to spare him? Can I just defeat him?
Hey, that's not how you spare someone. But I guess a win is a win.
You received Joe's life savings. $1. Oh, good old Joe. I'm rich now. Oh my God. Oh, dude. This puzzle's about to become unsolvable. Unsolvable. Before the official servers shut down, this game's been kept alive via fan servers and fan creations. I know that was a typo, so I'm gonna allow this message. Yeah. Oh, wow. Up till about 2014-15, that's a long time, dude. That's amazing. That reminds me, there's I'm a big Shin Megami Tensei fan, and they used to have an MMO called Imagine, and it was like affectionately known as Megaten within the community, and I got so into that game, dude. Like, it was not a great MMORPG by any means, but I loved that game so much. And it got sold to another company. Like, Atlas owned it. They sold it to Area. Area mismanaged it. The game shut down. And then fans were keeping it alive with fan servers for a while. And then Atlas sent a cease and desist to the people who were maintaining the fan servers. And so now it's shut down forever. I'm so sad about it, dude. But that's a game I wish I could go back to again. All right, let's challenge the Graze challenge. Get 100% TP without getting hit.
You can do it, boss. Hell yeah, brother.
Graze. I'm grazing. Oh, right. Yeah. My bad. Why are some of the sounds like messed up here? Oh, dang it. I keep messing it up. Oh boy. I'm not very efficient at this. But we did it.
An amazing battle. As promised, here's your reward.
You received $100. Dang, dude, that's 100 times more than Joe's whole life savings. You said SMT MMO, and I thought of Innocent Sin Online from P3's Hermit Social Link. I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, not the same game. It's funny though, because it kind of looks like it. Like, just from that screenshot, you know? I feel like one of the dungeons that's in that was in Imagine. Get a club sandwich from the Clover rematch. It's not Clover's birthday anymore. She won't go easy on you now. Oh, we're gonna have to take down Clover. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Still never played Wizard 101 or even Toontown. Aquays saw the ads, or always saw the ads for it and thought it was cool. Funnily enough, I did try out Club Penguin once. Oh, I used to love Club Penguin. DC Universe Online was another game I tried a long time ago. That was another one of those that came out around the time that like they were trying out console MMORPGs. That game played well on console. I played DCUO for a while too. What's up, Reggie? How you doing, man? Yeah, that was fun. I love that you could make a hero or a villain, and there was like so much freedom in that game. Eesh, big misses. How well do you know us?
You know nothing, idiot.
I'm sorry about this. I know some things, come on now. All right, I did not TP farm very well. Clover is whispering about cute boys. Ah, jeez, dude, my timing's so off right now. Nice dojo today. What? It's just awful. Please stop, you two. Whoa. This attack gives me anxiety. Oh, God. I need your opinion. What do you need my opinion for, Reggie? What's up, man? There we go. Have I mentioned that I hate these attacks that have like the triad of bullets? Clover starts to look worried. Yeah, you should look worried. You're gonna get the business. Oh, wait, suddenly I understand that attack. Huzzah! Boom.
An amazing battle. As promised, here's your reward.
You got a club sandwich. Hell yeah, brother. All right.
Well, we'll be working on new challenges, so check back in, boss.
Looks like fighting wasn't in the cards for us. Lucky for you. Just hope you don't meet my friends. Who are you? Now, who the heck is this guy?
Finally, a dojo for people that are normal shaped. I will train myself for the tournament.
Yes, I'm here for help. I'm Battle Master. Ask me about battles. Yes. Tell me about grazing. When shots aim directly, try to move slow. They aim where you were, not where you go. Take the advantage and move bit by bit. You'll gain TP, but you won't get hit. He's still talking in rhyme. I love it. Hard to put into words. Yeah, I mean, you could, Lucid's got a good idea there. Yeah, you could try to like write it out and then read it back to yourself and see if it makes sense to you and then go from there. That's a great idea, actually. I will say this, regardless of how it comes out, you know, you can be sure that I will probably ask a clarifying question, or two, or three. So if it doesn't make perfect sense as it comes out, that's okay. You know, we'll get there together. All right, tell me about Hull. We failed to hit our funding goal. I will not talk about our hole. Oh no. About the hitbox. Shots aren't always as they appear. The bigger they are, the less to fear. You'll only get hurt a little inside. take your pride and learn the size. So small bullets hurt more. Good to know. This is Clover's bed. I saw a tip where you can hold X, I think, to slow yourself down and get better control in battle. Oh, really? I might take advantage of that. I'll test it out. Welcome, travelers. So we are here now, in a new world. And right off the heels of defeating that clown. Incredible. Oh, what's that? Seems like he gave something to you. That's right. You must not have noticed it. That crystal, it's nearly invisible, but you've been holding it this whole time. Here, I'll take it off your hands and appraise it. Incredible. To think he had a shadow crystal. Shadow crystals, so called because you can only see their shadow. Call it a premonition, but I get the feeling you may find more of these. If you continue to defeat strong adversaries like him, that is. If you can gather more shadow crystals, bring them here. I'm sure I can stitch together something incredible for you. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Fantastic. So we need to defeat more super bosses in each chapter so that we can get more shadow crystals. If someone I consider my friend got jealous that while we are in a public place, I was social with other people and try to make me feel bad about it, am I the bad friend in that situation just because we were hanging out together? Like they weren't the type of person to talk to others. My lack of punctuation is going to make that an absolute mess to read. Let me think about this for a second. First of all, I don't think that any of this would go so far as to make anybody a bad friend, right? Even in reading this, I can see where it's like a misunderstanding at best, or at worst, right? So let me read it again. If someone I consider my friend got jealous, that while we're in a public place, I was social with other people and tried to make me feel bad about it. So that, okay, your friend tried to make you feel bad about socializing with other people because they were jealous that you were socializing with those people, right? Okay, I understand that. Am I the bad friend in that situation just because we were hanging out together, like they weren't the type of person to talk to others? Got it. I got it. You're gonna break it down. I'm gonna say something here, and maybe this is what you're dealing with. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. You and your friend are out. You made plans to go out together. You're out. There's other people that you want to talk to. You're out with your friend, right? But you are also taking time to talk and socialize with the other people that you have encountered while you are on your outing with your friend. And your friend is feeling like they're being ignored, and like you are not including them, right? So they're jealous. Is that right? Me and my ex-friend would hang out at the card store and play Magic, and sometimes I'd get up and talk to the card store people to take a break. Right. Okay. Got it. Follow-up question. When you would get up to talk to the card store people, what did that look like? Like, say you're playing cards, right? You and your ex-friend were playing cards. You finish a game, you get up, you go talk to the card store people. How does that transition take place? Dude, where are my sound effects? Seriously. Hold on. Can I... Oh, that's weird. I don't know where they went, dude. Do you have anything to sell? We can sell the Lancer cookies. Wait, can we just infinitely sell Lancer cookies? He buys them for $5. Interesting to know. Okay. Should I sell the glow shard? I feel like I might need the dollars at some point, but like, I don't feel like by the time we get to chapter 3, I'm gonna need them. Like I could just battle and get the money, right? I'll hold on to it for now. What are pocket items? You don't have anything, okay? I don't have any art. What about old weapons? Like the wood blade, the red scarf, the main axe. I can get rid of these, right? Serpy, it's not gonna matter if I get rid of gear for this run, right? Reggie said, I'd just be like, I'll be right back. And he'd sit at the table and chill while I talked to the card store people. And he wasn't the type to talk to people he doesn't know. And granted, he wasn't like not allowed to get up and join me. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you are aware that they are not a social person. And so of course they're not going to join you. You're not saying they can't join you, but you kind of know that that's likely not going to happen. Like the only way that would happen is if you like invited them to join into the conversation, right? You gave them a proper in. Okay. So here's my assessment of that situation. If you are spending a very long time talking to those people and leaving your friend over at the table, then that might be rude. If you were just briefly going over there for a few minutes, like say like within 5 minutes, right? You're chit-chatting for a little bit. That's probably fine. I don't think that you're doing anything wrong. After a certain point though, it's like, all right, you know your friend doesn't talk to other people here. It's not like you've, unless you did, in which case, stop me right now. But it's not like you guys walked into the card store with the intention of like, all right, we're going to help make you new friends now, right? So you know you guys are there to play trading card games together. And so at that point, yeah, going and spending a lot of time doing something else with other people and not within a proper time frame trying to include your friend in that thing with you, that can be seen as rude, right? So I'm thinking like, you know, between 5 and 10 minutes, 10 minutes might be pushing it a little bit, right? Because if I was on the other end of that, I would definitely be feeling like, dude, what the heck? I'm just sitting here. Because literally there's nothing else for me to do but sit at this table, waiting for you to come back, because that's why we're here, so we can play together, or be on my phone while I wait for you to come back, right? So at that point, it feels like it's not a date, but let me compare it to like the date experience. Like the agreement was, we're getting together to do this thing together, right? And so say that like you went to dinner and then you got up and just like, we're like, hey, I'll be right back. And you just go start talking to someone at another table. And then you sit down with them and talk with them for a while or something like that. Like, that's weird, right? Obviously this is not a one-to-one comparison, but like from the other person's perspective, it might feel a little bit like that, right? So again, take it with a grain of salt. You know more about the context of your situation than I do. I'm just working off of what I'm hearing you say or reading from you. Now, on the other hand, is that a huge deal? Should you feel really terrible about that? Well, no, if you had a conversation about it, like that's something that warrants a conversation. Your friend can absolutely be like, hey, I don't really appreciate that. And they should communicate that, right? They should. So if they've done that, you guys can talk about it. And like, you don't need to internalize it to the degree of like feeling like a bad friend, right? That just might be something where, you know, honest mistake, you might not have been aware of that feeling that you might have been producing in that person, right? Something you can just be mindful of in the future, just that sort of thing. That situation should in no way, shape, or form be a friendship ending conflict. Because there are so many ways to avoid that escalating into a problem. You just gotta talk about it. right? It's whatever. You guys have different personalities. It's fine. There just needs to be communication on that front. If there wasn't communication on that front, it's as much their fault as it would be yours. If they didn't bring it up to you within, like, when they started feeling that way, that's more on them. If they waited until resentment built to bring it up to you, that's more on them. You know, because if you're not aware of of an issue, how are you supposed to do anything about it, right? Hindsight's 20/20. It's easier for you to look back with what you know now and be like, I should or shouldn't have done this. But at the time, what was your perspective? You know? Lucid, have a great night, man. Keep your head up and your heart strong out there. It was so good talking with you, buddy. Good luck on the job hunt, man. Keep us posted on how that goes, okay? You're gonna find something great, buddy. I'm excited for you. Thanks, man. We'll do our best. I think we're gonna have a great rest of stream. I don't know. What do you guys think, fencers? What do you guys think of Reggie's situation here? Serpy says, no, but I keep anything anyways because I'm delusional and think that the hammerhead dude will somehow turn every single weapon into Chris's ultimate weapon. Yeah, I guess we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. I'll keep this stuff for now just in case, because I don't need money yet, you know? There might be a time where I need money though. Okay, with that, let me hit the save point. I'm gonna save and then restart because I think something bugged out with my sound. The castle town is transformed from the power of friendship. You are filled with the power of friendship-based architecture. This game's stupid, dude. All right. Save the file on oof file. And I'll start this back up. I can relate to what Fence is saying, said Scarlet. Literally losing my friends because of lack of communication and resentment buildup, among many other things. Yeah, it's real, man. It's real. Kind of comes back to that conversation we had yesterday, or last Wednesday, rather. My God, can you tell the kind of like time flux I exist in when I stream? Does that provide any insight into that at all? But yeah, it's like we were talking about last stream, where it's like, you gotta see that, like, yeah, it's a conflict, but it's a necessary conflict to have. If you have a problem with something, you have to speak up about it if you want something to change about it, right? You can't just expect it to change and then be mad at the other person every time it doesn't, right? If you haven't voiced it. If you've voiced it, then things are a little different, right? Then it is fair for you to be upset whenever you see them have an opportunity to do the thing that you talked about and then they don't do it. But if you haven't talked about it, you're just burning yourself. And that resentment's gonna become very real and it will impact your relationship, but it's nobody's fault but yours at that point, right? So whoever is on the side of the situation where they're like, I have a problem with something and I'm not saying something about it, it's on them to say something about it. You gotta do that, you know? Even if it seems like it's something that's common sense. I tell people this all the time. Common sense is relative, okay? Common sense is relative. There is no such thing as universal common sense, right? Contrary to the definition of common sense. It depends on culture, it depends on how you were raised, what your rules and etiquette were in your household, and what types of friends and relationships you've had, and where you've been, and you know, all that stuff plays into common sense. Your common sense is probably not the same as everybody else's. And especially in relationships and friendships, man. Especially nowadays, because the way people socialize is so varied, you know? I think the concept of common sense in social situations nowadays is not very universal. You have to communicate about things. I don't want to read. There's no time to read books. We already established this. Statistic says, I don't want to stay out of things I don't know much about. Never had many friends. I think that's fair. I think it's fair. Know when to, you know, jump into things that that make sense for you to jump into and when not to. I think that's totally fine. I will say this though, doesn't mean you can't have an opinion about something. Does mean you probably shouldn't give advice about something you don't have much experience in. But I think it's always fair to offer your thoughts, right? Because lack of experience can sometimes not completely one-to-one be made up for through conversation, but it can be tempered through conversation. You know what I mean? You can learn through conversing with others. And I think everybody has an opinion on things, even if they don't have a lot of experience with those things. You just don't have to present it as like an authority stance, you know? That's not the right way to frame it. Those aren't the right words I'm trying to use, but you know what I mean? Like you don't have to present your opinions as like facts. Just this is what I think about what you're saying, kind of thing. It's a bit scary to moving to a new place, but as a ball, there's nothing to sphere except sphere itself. Get out of here, dude. God dang it. There's nothing to sphere except sphere itself. Oh my gosh.
Prince Rousey, I will keep your hat erect until you need it.
What did you say? Excuse me? Excuse me? You shouldn't be saying that to anybody. Don't do weird things with Rousey's hat.
Until then, please allow me to pretend to be a wizard. Hiya!
Why is that the wizard sound? Why is hiya a wizard sound? What? Reggie said, I don't know, I guess I'm just trying to figure out what I did wrong to where he would want to sever a 9-year friendship. I think it's fair. It's fair to think about, Reggie. I don't know. Again, I'm sharing this stuff. These are my opinions, okay? These are my thoughts. I'm not saying that like what I'm telling you is how it was or how it is necessarily, as I am trying to just provide some food for thought that you can use while you're trying to sort this out, you know? Like, what do you think? What do you think about, you know, the situation that you described, given the context of what I'm saying and what others might be sharing, like Scarlett and them? Do you think any of it applies? If so, like which things apply, which things don't? And I don't know, maybe if you, like, I invite you to share why if you would like to. Just wanted to show off your huge house, huh? No, what I wanted to show you is upstairs. Oh, I nearly forgot. This is where I cook. You cook everything in a giant witch's pot? Of course. Cauldron cooking is very convenient. Here, Chris, Susie, have a cake. A little thick on the frosting. That was for sharing. Hey, anyone was free to make an interception. Why did the cake explode out of the cauldron, dude? That's so good. Oh, man. Candle Eater, how are you doing? Welcome to the fence. I have a theory. What if we may need the soul for that door in the front? The heart door. Perhaps. Perhaps. There are 6 wings on the door, and then there's a big heart in the middle of the door. I don't know why the 6 wings immediately makes me think of like the 6 soul containers and like Undertale. Yeah, but I know there were 7 souls total, but like, yeah, I don't know. But there's supposed to be 8, actually. That doesn't even make sense. So never mind on the number 6 thing. I don't know, but that's a good theory. I like that theory. It does seem like that would make sense, huh? Guys, I think Rousey's a witch. I mean, yeah. 100%. Basement floor. Living quarters for bad guys. Oh, let's go visit the bad guys. this guy. It's violently protecting the jail. There's nothing violent about this little creature, dude. Also, why is the game cut off like this? What the heck? Hold on. Hold on. Let me fix this. I did not realize. I did not realize. Okay. Oops. No, yeah, okay. Candle Eater, I'm glad you're doing well. That's great to hear. It's really nice to meet you. Are you a big fan of these games? I'll put this creature to protect you guys so y'all don't escape. Rousey putting the creature in charge. Yeah. But also Rousey just trying to like be kind of gentle about the whole thing. We're still behind bars for some reason, but it's okay. We've grown to love this hellish place while we dress as animals. I'm Golden Sam. Okay. I love this because you can just like, oh, can you do it in this? This is a nice prison. I guess you can't. We decided to dress as kings. It's cultural exchange. Oh, we can't. Okay. All right. Kind of. Wait, so they dress as furries? Yeah, I guess. I guess so. Oh, man. Reggie, let me tell you, buddy. Let me tell you. This is part of your process, buddy. All right, you're not relapsing. You're not relapsing. Think about it like this. It has not been that much time. Right? It has not been that much time. This all happened like what? A month ago? If that? I don't even think it was that long. Maybe it was. I don't know, my perception of time's messed up. Help me, Reggie. This is all part of the process. I think think about it like this. It's not you getting better and then falling off a cliff, right? And then suddenly you're bad again. What it really is like healing. Let me illustrate this. Healing, like your journey of healing right now. If you started here, right? Then like your goal of healing is up here. Every time you get better, every time you get like a step up to better, closer to healing, your perspective where you're at right now, right? Like if this is like the big timeline, the goal is up here. You're right here, right? And you're each time trying to step up higher, higher until you reach that goal, right? You're right here. Anytime you jump up here like this, from your perspective, that's it right there. You're like, oh, and it feels better. It feels a little easier which might feel contextually way easier than it did when you were down here, right? And then it sinks in that like, oh, there's still some things that are unresolved. It feels bad again. You feel like you're falling down here, but that's just part of what's up here, you know? Oh crap, we're in ads. Reggie, are you subbed? You are, of course. Okay, good. I just didn't want this to get cut off for you. It's like you're still a step up, right? And so then like you get through part of what you're dealing with here, and then you take another step up, right? And you feel like you've resolved it. But then you hit the point where it's like, oh, now I've discovered the other thing that's not resolved, and it hurts again, right? Each time you think you fall back down here, but you're not. That's still just what's waiting for you up here. You're still trying to get up here, man. You're still trying to get up here. So you're still making progress upwards each time. It's just that it kind of comes with a back and forth, you know? Every new step that you take, you discover something new that you're still needing to confront, right? And that's okay. You're not relapsing. You're just like, I don't know. There's this concept in recovery that it's non-linear. And I know I've brought this up here before. It applies to all forms of recovery. Okay? Mental health recovery is no exception. Grief, no exception. Which I think is what you're dealing with here is grief. This is a loss of a long-standing friendship, right? So, yeah, what's happening with you right now is you're going forward and you're going left and right at the same time. You're not going backwards at any point. You're continuously going forward. It's just sometimes you're going way far forward because you're just going straight, and other times you're taking little detours, you know? And I think you'll get distracted by when those detours happen is the lack of momentum, right? The loss of momentum. It's gonna make you feel like you're halting or falling behind. But you're still making progress, man. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm beating a dead horse with that, but I really want to illustrate it because it's easy to get stuck in that mindset of like feeling like you're failing when you're really making progress. And that perspective, it can be really damaging, and I don't want that for you. But it's also so relatable, dude, because I feel that way every time I'm going through things like this, man. Every time. So like, you're not alone in that feeling. This is a big relationship that stopped. And so it's going to take a long time to heal. You know, I had a friendship that was like really catastrophic in how it ended. That happened in 2018. And I feel like I've mostly come to terms and resolved like my feelings around that situation. But literally just last year, I felt the need to write a song about how I was feeling about that friendship. Just last year, dude. 6 years later. All right, I'm functioning. I'm fine to think about them. I like have come to grips with the majority of things that made it feel very traumatic for me. I don't feel like triggered when I think about them anymore or that friendship anymore. I can talk about it even. However, there are still things that I'm still working out on it, you know? 6 years later. That's okay. That's a part of it. I feel like this has deeply wounded my ability to be close to people because this hurt me very badly, and I genuinely noticed how much this affected me. Yeah. Yep. I hate how I keep telling myself finally healed. Right. I read that. That's what I was responding to earlier. Sorry, I'm not trying to sound dismissive. I'm just catching up. Yeah. But yeah, brother, like I said, I can relate to this so hard, man. And it did. My situation, my loss of that friendship affected my ability to get close to people for a little while too. And when I realized that, it was heartbreaking. But that was even a bigger eye-opening moment for me to be like, hey, why am I gonna let this guy over here ruin a good thing here? He's not even aware that I'm experiencing this right now. Like, I gotta do something different. You know, I gotta not let that happen. So what can I do? And then I had to be brave, you know? I had to be brave. You can be brave and still struggle with letting people get close to you. Just, maybe it's not the right time yet, you know? It took me some time, dude. It took me some time before I was really able to start opening up to people again. Honestly. As much as I wanted it to happen sooner, it took me a while, okay? Everybody's timeline's different for stuff like this. For me, it took me a couple of years before I was, like, it doesn't mean I was not making friendships during those couple of years, but it did mean that, like, the quality and nature of those friendships, like, they were going to hit a roadblock. And I was not going to let them get closer to me during that period of time. We would still be friends. But like, you remember when I was talking to you about how like people would ask me personal questions or share personal details of their life with me, which would normally be an invitation for me to reciprocate that, and I would just not do it. And then I'd think about it later and be like, why didn't I share something in that moment? They were being like really cool and personable with me, and I just like didn't give that back. Why? I had to reflect on that several times before it started hitting me that like, oh, I'm scared of this. I'm really scared of this right now. Why? Because this happened to me. That makes sense, but I don't want to be scared of this. But it's scary. And why? Because I haven't given myself a chance to see new examples of good things happening when I open myself up to people again. And it really is about that trust. And that takes time for us to get to a point where we feel like we can do that again. You know, give yourself that time, dude. And be kind to yourself during that time too. I keep talking about it. Like, it's good to keep talking about. I had to talk about it too. And I think it's a good thing to do. But yeah, I really respect your position here, Reggie. And I know it's hard, man. I feel for you. Mimu! Give me some hearts in the chat. Let's follow Mimu's lead here. Then we all need some love tonight. Yeah. If any of this resonates with you, you know that you're not alone. Also, feel free to offer some words of encouragement for our guy here. You know, I know he's going through it right now. And if that's not for you, just a simple heart or just a simple conscious thought in his direction. You don't even have to say anything. All of that will be appreciated. My problem is I crave closure that I can't get, and that fact that I feel like I have convinced myself that somehow I messed up. Here's the thing, man. In a situation like that, like if you can't communicate with this person anymore, the level of closure that you want, you probably aren't going to get. And that's a whole journey in and of itself, figuring out how to come to grips with that. Again, that was part of what I was dealing with too. Sadistic, thank you for the drink, man. So I can also understand that. That's hard, dude. That's really hard. I'm a person who needs closure. I think most of us are, you know? But we don't always get it. We don't always get it, and that's where we can get hung up. But I'll tell you right now, dude, like buddy to buddy, even that can be overcome. Even that can be overcome. All right. I did not know if I was going to be able to do that at one point in time, but I feel like I have done it at this point in time. You know, how is a very long conversation that I feel like we would have to dig into for a very, very long time. And I think would be even difficult for me to explain, you know, but it can happen. It does happen. And I think it'll happen to you too, but it'll take a while. Scarlett, I want to say too, I appreciate you so much for like relating to Reggie here, relating to me, and sharing some of your experience here, because I know this is a tough pain point for you too. It's hard, man. But I just want you to know that I see your messages, and I appreciate you sharing like your experience with your friends and how that's gone as well. KHF also said earlier, my two friends and I are in a group chat. If I text after 8 p.m., my one friend hates it, but I didn't find out about it until another friend said something. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, you can turn off your notifications or not look at your phone or turn off the ringer. Sorry, we're on different schedules. They're on day shift and I'm closing shift. So now I'm more aware of that when I use the group text. Right. And they didn't tell you directly, but once you found out, like your thought then was like, oh, I will just try to be aware of that and tailor my behavior with that knowledge, right? Because even if it's like, that doesn't make sense to me, why didn't you say anything? It's still like, well, we're friends. So like, yeah, I wanted to respect, you know, your wants and wishes and stuff too. However, I'm sure that you still felt like, I wish you would have told me this directly, you know, like why didn't you? Maybe you didn't, but like that would be a fair feeling to have too, I would think. So yeah, you know, there's definitely a lot of this stuff that comes in. But yeah, and it is okay, because ultimately it's a minor gripe, right? As long as it doesn't become a big resentment, which can happen, but it does take time. I hate how my parents' divorce fell on me because I was born. Even my siblings, why are you lancering me, dude? Why are you lancering me right now? Even my siblings receive more than me, and yet I just stay on the fault. Really? That's terrible, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. That doesn't seem very fair at all. They didn't want a them daughter, so well, I'm kind of faulty of it. I will say this. In no way, shape, or form to me does that, like, you like having a different gender identity than they thought they were going to have from their son or daughter. In no way does that mean that's your fault. You know? It's like, that's like saying that you chose to be different for the sake of spiting them or for the sake of hurting them, in which I mean, I don't know you or anything like that. We're just meeting here, but like, I severely doubt that you were like, hey, screw you, mom and dad, you know, like, that's not your fault. You are who you are. We're all who we are. Other people's ability to come to grips with that is not on you. You know, everybody's got to figure out how to navigate that themselves. And I think parents have an especially long road ahead of them in that department, depending on where they come from and what their background is. You know what I mean? But it's work that people got to do. Oh, I'm sorry you've been crying about this a lot, Scar. Dude. I'm going through it right now for sure. You couldn't sleep last night because of how much it was bothering you? Oh man. I'm sure that was that part of like your breakthrough in therapy today too? Was it related to that in any way, shape, or form? Somebody else shared something here. What was it? Did I miss it? Sadistic said, I'm always just paranoid that I'm gonna say the wrong advice or something to upset someone. One of the few times I felt confident is why I made my first message in peer support trying to help KHF. Dude, I read that this morning. And can I tell you, it really like made my heart swell to read. Like that was such a kind thing for you to put yourself out there and share with another person. And it was, I don't know, it was beautiful. It was very, very good consolation and advice in my opinion too. And I mean, this isn't even related to me. I'm sure KHF felt the same way. I mean, it looked that way. But I wanted you to know that like I noticed that. And I saw you put yourself out there that way. I would encourage you to continue doing that where you feel comfortable. Because it's good, man. I think that's cool. Listen, we don't have to have the right, most perfect thing to say to a person when we're trying to show support, right? We don't have to have the answer or the fix for a problem. Just showing that we're paying attention and care enough to let another person know that they're not alone is huge in and of itself. It really is. I know in the moment it doesn't feel like much as the person giving the support, but let me tell you, as the person who's looking for support, it means a great deal. It's big. That's just how this one friend is, and that's okay. Yeah, I've got a friend like that too. Not like that specifically, but like a friend who's like, they just socialize different from other friends, and they have a little bit of a different rule set in how that looks, you know? Sometimes stuff like that can cause friction, but like, if there's an understanding, you know, it's not like it's the biggest deal in the world. It's just something that happens. And then like, when you value that friendship and that person and that relationship, you just sort of come to terms with it and accept it, because like, again, what you get out of that relationship is bigger than the friction, right? Almost makes it sound like it would be on the fringe of like a toxic relationship, but that's different. Trust me, that's what that looks like. Is like, it's what you get is not comparable to what you're giving and the friction that you are dealing with on a regular basis. And a lot of times it comes down to sunk cost fallacy, where you're like, we've been close for X amount of time and we used to be like this, but now we're like this, but because we used to be like that, like I should just be more tolerant of all these things and yada yada yada. It's a different thing. You know, again, another subject, but This just reinforced the fact that I'm a super emotional person, says Reggie. I'm also very bad about talking my feelings out. I don't know why you keep saying that. I mean, maybe because it's in person, it's hard for you to talk your feelings out, but I'm gonna tell you, you talking with us here, I think what I'm getting from that is that you wish you could talk more about these things like to people in your face-to-face kind of life, which is completely understandable. I get that too. But I want to say you are good at talking about your feelings, man. You spend a lot of time talking to us here about your feelings, and like navigating them and trying to understand them. Even though it's a different form of communication, like all of that is communicating about them. You know, I want you to see that. Sometimes the effort you put into touching someone's heart is worth its weight in gold. Dude, 100%. 100%. Also, folks who are like, I know we're playing Deltarune. We're on a pause right now. I hope that that's you all understand. This is what we do, right? This is what we do. I believe in people first. Games are kind of like just something to help facilitate this that's happening right now. We'll get back to this when it makes sense for us to, which will be honestly another stream probably, because I'm just realizing the time. Yes, my therapist said that my exes and my friends made the choices they did because they all suffer from complex trauma, and I bring a level of comfort and ease to my relationships that most of them aren't ready for. So they choose each other and their unhealthy patterns because healing energy and healthy relationships feel weird and wrong to them. Oh man, dude, yeah, that's huge. That's huge. That makes a lot of sense too. Let me tell you, I have run into that, Scarlett, countless times. Countless times. And I could not understand why people would choose to stay connected to the things that made them more miserable and disconnect from me when I had like tried to give so much to some of these people. It didn't make sense to me. But when you put it like that, and I thought about this too, like this is also a realization that I've had, is that you've role reverse a little bit, right? Like put yourself in their shoes. They feel like when they're spending time with you or with me, we are asking a lot of them. We are asking them to do things that are really hard for them. We are asking them to face things that they might not be ready to face. We are asking them to do really hard work, and that is not a relaxing relationship to be in. That is not a, let me call you up and let's do something casual together after a really hard day of work. That is, I'm gonna call you up and you're gonna ask me to do more work. You know, like that's what that is. Whether or not we are actually like specifically coming at it that directly, like it's just the things that we know about them, the things that they have shared with us, the things that we have shared with them in response, and expectations that we have set for each other within the confines of that relationship. Those are like there's friction that's there. There's this like kind of tug of war that is happening now, even whenever we're not actively engaging in it. It just exists now in the friendship because of that. And dude, that took me a minute to really click, for that to really click. It's something I hadn't thought about in a little while, actually, because I haven't had a friendship that has fit that context in a while. But like the majority of my friendships at one point in my life were that. And it used to frustrate me. I didn't understand. But yeah, your therapist sounds very, very insightful. That makes a lot of sense. My ex Isaiah said specifically was brought up in that regard of choosing my other ex Ash because of that. And it broke me when I came to the full realization. Couldn't stop crying and crashed it immediately after my session because of that. Yeah, dude, it's easier for people to stick with what they're familiar with. The path of least resistance is usually the one that wins out, you know? Until people are ready to choose to walk up the hill, climb the mountain, which is a big ask. It's a big ask, dude. And it's not one that people have to be ready to do on their own. And it might come from a lot of influence of other people. But honestly, here's the thing. What your relationship with those friends and your ex, I'll tell you right now, they probably planted seeds. Those seeds might not grow for years. You know, they could grow tomorrow. Who knows? Either way, that's all up to them. It's all up to when they decide to start watering it, if they let it die or not. Like it's all up to them. Your action of planting the seed was just that. There is no more, no less that you're responsible for past that. And it's not on you or anybody else like you to make sure that they do that either, you know? Which is a hard thing to come to grips with. I don't know. I hope I'm not being like blunt about this. I'm speaking from experience here too, because like I felt the same hurts in that regard. That sucks, dude. It sucks. Because like that's a completely separate thing to like the stuff that you're already dealing with, where like, yeah, you want friends, you want people to be close to you, and you want to feel accepted. And so like other people's journeys and where they're at in them play a part vicariously in your sense of your own value and worth within the context of your relationships. And am I a good friend? Am I a worthy friend? And that stuff that your friends are dealing with or your exes are dealing with, it feels like their response to those things is reflective on you and your value in the friendship, when it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with you. But that doesn't change the fact that you still feel the effects of the disconnect, right? Which is so valid. It's hard, man. I wish I had an easy fix for that. I wish I had an easy solution to that. But man, that's something that's as unique to navigate as the amount of relationships that exist in the world, you know? We had a compliment train here? Is this from Sadistic? Oh man. Sadistic to Reggie, thank you for always being here and helping with conversations and providing comic relief with Yakuza. You're such a valued member of the community, and we all love you being here. Yes. Yes, that's so nice, man. Oh, appreciate you, Sadistic. Yeah, we love you, Reggie. Dude, you are so worth it. You're such a good friend. You're such a good friend. You do not have to be a flawless human being to be a good friend, all right? You can stumble along the way in certain aspects here and there, but generally speaking, like ultimately you are a really good person. And sometimes it comes down to just like finding the right kinds of good people to gel with us. You know what I mean? You'll find those people too. You'll find those people. I feel like we all have the ability to, and eventually will. I can't tell you, like friends have always been so important to me throughout my life, and I used to put so much energy and effort into maintaining friendships all the way through until I was like 28. This is gonna sound really weird. I'm not gonna say I put no energy into maintaining my friendships now, because that's just not true. But dude, I almost don't even think about the amount of energy that I need to put into my friendships these days. It's weird. And I have great friendships. And it's like, and that sounds like me gloating, but I'm saying this because like, I'm not trying to gloat. I'm trying to say that like, the quality of friendships that I have found now, because they're the right people to be in my life, and I am the right person to be in their life, at least according to them, that matters, you know? There's not a lot of energy I have to put into maintaining that. You know, it's like the friendships that you have that are really good and the friend moves away. And then you see each other again 10 years later and you pick up right where you left off. Like that's how friendship is supposed to be. And with people that you just click with, that's how it is. So like, yes, I put energy into remembering my friends' birthdays and getting gifts for them and like telling them when I'm thinking about them and giving them calls to check in from time to time and like sharing important moments and including them in things that matter to me as well. And also hoping that they do the same thing for me, right? Like all that stuff still takes place. But dude, I used to worry about this stuff. I used to think about it every night. I used to wonder if I was a good friend. I used to feel like I always had to save my friendships because like if I couldn't be a good friend and like the most supportive and the best friend, then I was not a good friend and I wasn't worth keeping around as a friend. I don't worry about any of that for the most part now. I still have days when I'm like depressed, right? Where that stuff resurfaces and it's very loud. But generally speaking, there's a lot of peace in my days in regards to that. I just trust, and a lot of it is trust. I trust my friends. I trust that our relationships are fine because I trust that if they weren't, they would tell me. And we've talked about that. That's why I can trust that, you know? And whenever things were not good or there was a problem, they have told me. So I've seen examples of that in action now, right? That takes time. That didn't just happen. That stuff took energy. You're setting the foundations for those things to exist, right? All of that takes time and energy and investment up front. But man, it just starts to work after a while. And so I say this because, like I said, I thought friendship looks very different for me now than it used to. Friendship is still one of the most valuable and most important things in like my hierarchy of priorities as far as like my values as a person are concerned. But friendships are no longer the number one thing that I think about every day that I need to do something for. Because that doesn't leave you any room to develop personally. And if you also had that expectation of your friends, which most of you probably don't, because if you think about putting that kind of pressure on your friends, you would feel bad about it, right? So why would you put that pressure on yourself too? Do you think your friends are putting that pressure on you? If the answer is yes, maybe think about that friendship and what's really going on there, right? But most of us are gonna say the answer is no. Take that in. You should be able to focus on developing yourself because your friendships and the quality of the relationships that you engage with will improve as a result of that just naturally, right? And I think some of this comes with getting older as well as we evolve as individuals and our priorities shift further and further into adulthood. We start to see reflections of ourselves and our friends. And it makes us think differently about their actions and the things that they prioritize and stuff too, because we see ourselves doing the same thing. So I do think that some of that changes with time, but these are all things we can think about right now, no matter how old we are, you know? I don't know. I know it's kind of like it's an info bomb. I'm sorry. It's a lot to take in conceptually. And if some of this doesn't make sense or isn't landing, that's okay. I'm not trying to overwhelm y'all. I'm kind of just thinking out loud here with what you guys are sharing. And I really just want to provide you guys some reassurance and some hope that like, it doesn't stay like this. It really doesn't. All these struggles in our relationships and friendships, like these things can improve and often do. And so many of you here, you're doing the work to ensure that happens, right? And that's why I believe that like you guys are gonna see this stuff too. You guys are gonna feel and reap these benefits the same way that I have been. And yeah, there's gonna be struggles along the way, but it'll be worth it down the road. There's a leak in my eyes coming from. Oh my gosh. I just care so much about people and love them so much even when I shouldn't. That compassion becomes so intense and it's really hard to manage sometimes. Yeah. It comes natural, right? It's a gift, honestly. That tendency in you is a gift, but it is one that must be tempered. It is one that must be tempered because it can, while on the surface it looks really, really positive and virtuous, it can get out of control, right? It just comes back to the age-old adage of there is such thing as too much of a good thing, right? I'm crashing, B. Reaps, dude, go get some rest, man. Go get some rest. I'm overdue. It's like 12:17. I shouldn't even still be here right now. I'm actually, before we do this whole thing, I'm gonna go save so that we're done with this. And I don't like lose our progress. We'll pick back up on this next Monday, the game that is. Because this Wednesday is Community Day, so we're gonna be playing Monster Hunter Wilds, and there will be some other games on the games list available for game ticket purchases if you guys want to do that too during Wednesday's stream. So look forward to that. But yeah, let's come back over here. Alrighty. Reaps, I appreciate you switching to just chatting, by the way. That was a Giga Chad move right there. Sadistic, dude, I hope you have a good night, buddy. And listen, I appreciate you sharing everything that you did with us today, too, and opening it up to us. I feel like this has been a big day for you in that regard. And I just want to let you know that, like, it's felt. I see you. I think a lot of other people have felt the impact of you trying to do that, too. And I just appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I hope that you can get some good rest tonight, man. Sleep on the experience. Reggie, dude, you're always welcome to make a peer-to-peer post, dude. Always, man. And man, if you need a place for compliments, this is it. This is it. You come to the right place for it, dude. You know we got you. Look at all these nice messages. This Scarlett, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. It's hard not to care about the beautiful people and cool people that come into my life, said Scarlett. Even the ones that hate me now that aren't bad people. You don't have to stop caring about people to temper the way that you care about them. You know? Like, you're just the type of person, you're always going to care. The way you exhibit it, though, is where you expend the most energy. And so it's just about tempering that. That's all. That's all. You don't have to change who you are as a person. You know? I'm the same way, dude. I'm the same way. I'm so prone to burnout, not necessarily because people do things to burn me out, but it's because I place myself in positions that allow, like, I invite people to burn me out. Like, I all but ask for it, you know, with my whole being. You know, it's just how I am. And recognizing that about myself, I have to work on that. I have to be responsible about it. Which sometimes, maybe a lot of times, feels like I'm working against my natural tendencies. And that doesn't mean I need to shut down who I am at my core, but I need to understand where the detriments of it take place, how they look whenever I am overextending myself, and what I can do to find a balance with that. If I burn out, then I can't tap into those natural tendencies anyways, and resentment builds up with me for people who don't deserve that resentment, you know? I don't like that. I don't want that. I can prevent that. I have the power to prevent that. So I think once I realized I had that power, I had the power to prevent that, and that is what I was gaining from not engaging as deeply today as I wanted to. Because tomorrow I got to do it all day long again instead of not at all for the next 2 weeks. I was like, oh, no, that's better. It's still hard, but I know that's what I'm gaining from it. You know, makes it a little easier to pursue. Makes it also a little easier to say, hey, I don't need to feel guilty about this. Like, it makes sense that I will out the gate, but like, I can think about it and be like, I'm actually not doing a bad thing, you know? Bro was sipping a yappuccino. Brother, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I have seen those emotes. Look at that. Look at that Giga Reaps, man. Big Giga Reaps moves over here. Oh, dude. Have I told you guys how seen you make me feel? Good Lord. Sometimes I feel like I know I put myself out there a lot, but sometimes the things you guys say, man, it's like you read me well. It's kind of nice, man. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I feel seen too. It's a double-edged sword, right? Yeah, my compassion is my superpower that I really got to learn how to nourish, take care of, and hopefully master one day. Yeah, and you will, dude. You will. I will too. I mean, I'm still working at it, dude. I could sit here and preach about it, but like, I'm not perfect at it by any means, you know? I think part of my preaching is also preaching to myself at times. You know what I mean? You guys, it's like, I don't know. We all benefit from this stuff, I think. You guys provide an opportunity for me to think about these things and reflect on them more. So I like this space so much. I think it's part of why we gravitated to each other that day 3 months ago. Has it been 3 months? Whoa, dude. Whoa. Yeah, I'll second that though, dude. For sure. For sure. Yeah, when you were like, one, you talking about things you're interested in, like, automatically, like, made me excited for you. And made me look forward to talking to you more. But then, like, you started sharing stuff that you went through too, and I was like, yeah, this makes sense to me. Like, I get it. I get it for sure. So, like, yeah. Kinship there for sure, dude. You hit it on the head. Going against it feels unnatural, and the resentment building up is so real. Yeah. Yeah. You're not only protecting yourself from it whenever you take a step back, you're protecting other people from it too. You know? There's no reason you need to let that resentment build up. None whatsoever. And it's so easy to do. Kindred spirits. Yeah, man. All right. In the spirit of our conversation, it's 12:25. I have overextended for 25 minutes. So I'm going to go over there into the other room. I will say I actually don't have a raid tonight. That's my fault. So I should have been more mindful of time. But I really appreciate this conversation. And I'm really glad for everybody who opened up, talked with us today. Those of you who are just listening and taking it in, I appreciate you too. Thank you for choosing this space to spend time and hang out with us. It means a lot. You could choose anywhere to lurk. It's cool that you chose our place to lurk. Thank you for supporting and then being there. I look forward to seeing you guys for Community Day on Wednesday. And is Kree not playing MGS2 still? I don't know. Honestly, I haven't even looked. I got it. I got to go. I don't know what he's doing. But if I type in raid Kreemeister and he pops up, there you go. He does not allow me to do a raid at this time. He must be in something. Okay, that's fine. Maybe he's live. I don't know. Maybe that means he's not live. If he's live, go show him some love. It doesn't let me raid him right now. I'm gonna play Nige for an hour. I don't know. Maybe. I haven't done my dailies today, so probably. I got some raspberry, like lemon raspberry cake, in the fridge with my name on it. I'm gonna get down on that and see where the night takes me. But yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you so much. If you want to keep up to date with things going on in between the stream, follow me on Blue Sky. It is one of the many social links that you can jump on. We got our link there in the chat for you for all the socials. Also, if you haven't jumped to the Discord yet, feel free to hang out with us there. You can get more support with the peer-to-peer channel in there. We've also got mental health resources available if you feel like you're in a point of crisis. If you're in the States, please call 988. If you're anywhere else, please take a look at the resources available in the Resource Center on Discord. Okay? Even if you're in the States, there's a bunch of other resources there aside from 988. But there's crisis resources, there's non-crisis resources, all mental health related, some of them tailored to specific issues that you might be going through. I want you to know that you are safe and seen and heard in this space. I hope that you are doing well. And if you're not, I hope that you get the support you deserve. We care about you a lot. Please don't suffer in silence. Okay. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. What else? Last minute announcement. Sorry. Keepers of the Fence applications. There's some people who applied. We have reviewed the applications. We will be reaching out to you all this week. Okay. So look forward to that. I need to make sure I mention that again on Wednesday, and we'll announce it in the Discord and all that stuff. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the love today. Again, I appreciate those who came in to raid, man, freaking Celestial Mooney. Thank you so much. New followers, Undyne45, EP Goosey, and Celestial. Appreciate you all. Look forward to seeing you guys' content in your community. All that being said, I must bid you adieu, my friends. Keep your head up and your heart strong. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care.